Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? Oh, it's here. It's here. I've got jelly tots. That means I'm going to be sugary. It's here. Welcome along, boys and girls, to my first FM26 stream. What a time to be alive. Oh, boys and girls. Boys and girls, I'm giddy. I am giddy with excitement. I'm also giddy that I've actually got the alerts working on OBS as well. So I can see we've already had some Twitch subs. It's Lucas has done a month. Night Grizzly's done 26 months. Urian has done 8 months. We've got a hype train going. Captain Man the Dan's done 21 months. Russ is on a 3-month stream streak. I don't even know what that is. That's new since the last time I streamed. MJ Roper's done 51 months. I don't understand why it says you've resubscribed for 31, but you've done 51 total. The first 20 were all independent subscriptions, apparently. Hello to YouTube as well. I see you're there as well over on YouTube. Live on LOLLUJO Live, as all our streams are going to be on FM26. And we are ready to go. How many Dr. Pepper levels excited? I mean, it is 0. I'm not a maniac. But we've got Dr. Pepper 0. And a third of a bag of jelly tots remaining because I've already been working on the first part. This is going to get messy, boys and girls. Chris Spencer, thank you for 34 months. Paul, thank you for 63 months. Oh, right. I don't know what is a stream streak. Someone tell me what a stream streak is. I think I'm going to turn them off in my notifications because I don't think I need to know what they are. I'm sure they're great and I appreciate them, but it's cluttering me up. Jelly tots. Jelly tots are great. Jelly tots are the greatest. Stephen on YouTube saying I've switched Big Robbo off for this. Yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah, as I would expect you to do. The pain of muscle memory retraining. It's fine. Jake has done a big super chat over on YouTube as well. Thank you very much, Jake Rowell, who's got a dancing thing as part of their super chat, which is very much appreciated. Let's see if it's going to be as choppy as last stream. Well, I'm going to turn the game speed down. I've listened. 3 episodes of the Arsenal save have been out on the main channel now, and the general consensus seems to be turn the game speed down to 1.25 rather than 1.75. So we're going to give that a try, and apparently that should help with the choppiness that you lot were seeing. I did watch some of the last stream back and still didn't notice any of it. I just think I've got old man eyes and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Daddy Bear's Beard, thank you for 13 months. How am I enjoying the beta so far? I'm having a lovely time with it. I fully admit I have an unfair advantage in the pain everyone else has gone through for most of the last 24 hours. I got to do that privately. On the alpha, but by the time I was like 10 or 15, I think by the time I made my alpha video, I was about 10 or 15 hours in. So now I'm 25, 30 hours in probably, and pretty comfortable with the new UI at this point, as you'll see out as part of this stream. Mr. Ron probably is your name. You've done a gifted sub. Thank you very much. Right. I should probably talk through what we're going to be doing. We're not just here for you to look at my beautiful face, as much as I know some of you little pervs would love to spend the evening do that. We're on a level 3 hype train as well, but we are going to be doing a unique save just for streaming, and we're going to be managing my beloved Peterborough United. Unlike the main channel save that we're doing with Arsenal, this isn't limited just to the beta. We're starting this for the beta, but we are going to play this save through to a natural conclusion, whatever that may be. So it could be as simple as saving the mighty Posh from relegation, because we are not going very well in real life this year. Or we might go all the way through to winning a Champions League. Who knows? We might reunite with Hendrick. He's not having a very nice time in real life, is he? So maybe we'll bring Hendrick back into the fold and get the band back together. But yeah, that's the plan, boys and girls. Topher is saying it's not complete until we get Hendrick. So I guess we've got to get Hendrick. That might be our end goal. Long word beginning with Gunnas, thank you very much for the prime, and Double Y Guy, thank you very much for 14 months as well. Who won the giveaway? We've not done the giveaway yet. We'll do it probably in an hour and a half or so. I'm not blowing my load early. We'll do the giveaway about halfway through the stream. Do you know where to find the bar chart of where your coaching rating is? I don't even know what that means. What bar chart? What coaching rating? What are we talking about? Right, I need to do a YouTube intro for Topher. And then we will get on with starting the save. Orion has done 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Round of applause for your heroics. Very much appreciated. Get your nuts out. We haven't got our nuts out forever. Get your nuts out for Orion. YouTube lot are like, what's he telling us to do? Get our what? Get our what? You'll figure it out. You'll be all right. Goodness me. Right, here we go then. Boys and girls, FM26 is finally here. The beta has begun. And as is traditional, my first stream save of the year is with my beloved Peterborough United. In this video, we take over control of a club that is a little troubled in real life, down at the bottom of League One. And by the end of the video, presumably, we'll be like in the Premier League. I think that's reasonable for a 1 stream length of content. And there we go, boys and girls. Oliver, thank you very much for 53 months. My microphone's wibbly wobbly again. Did anyone watch Ben's stream yesterday? The pre-show when I broke my microphone. I haven't got Matt around to fix it yet. This could be a disaster. Right, how do I get to this? There we go. Look, see, I've learned my way around. FM King Peter, thank you very much for the super chat over on YouTube. Help us understand, please, Kev. What about getting your nuts out? Basically, it's a 10-year-old Twitch thing. That everybody who subscribes on Twitch gets access to loads of little nut emojis. Because I was a child when I started. I was 33. I was a child when I started Twitch, and it still amuses me now. I'm not even going to pretend that it doesn't. Tim, thank you very much for 8 months. Sander, thank you very much for the sub as well. We're heading towards a level 5 hype train. What a time to be alive. Right, by the way, look how far I've been able to holiday the game forward. That just happened overnight last night. And then I opened the save up before the stream just to let Will, the thumbnail guy, have a few notes for the thumbnail. I think that video is coming out tomorrow, though. We've already gone 100 years in the future, which is madness. But yeah, we are going to start a new career. And we are going to do advanced setup. And we have to remember to tweak my manager, because at the moment my manager's set up to be appropriate for Arsenal, so we don't want him to be too good for Posh. What I haven't really done so far is load a few leagues. So we're going to load a few leagues. We're going to do a traditional quantity of leagues. So I think we are going to load Sweden, because Posh have got a couple of Swedish players, or had a couple. We're now down to 1 because the other one just went back to Sweden whilst still under contract, which was controversial. And then we'll probably load Argentina and Brazil as well. I have no idea how the game runs with a bunch of leagues loaded because, like I say, I've not done it yet. Where is Scotland? There we go. Couldn't find Scotland. That was devastating. And then we are going to leave the women's leagues loaded as well where they're available, because you never know. We might decide to manage a women's team in this save. Who knows? Crakers, thank you very much for the 6 months. Johnny Two Ears, great name, 14 months. Much appreciated. Right. Just make sure we've got everything else set up the way I want it to be. We don't want the in-game editor. We do want attribute. I've seen some people asking how to turn off attribute masking. That's how you turn it off. You shouldn't be turning it off, you coward. Leave attribute masking on. But yeah, that all seems to be in order. What I do need to do, because this is dangerous, take that down to a week. We'll have the 3-file rolling save. I left it on 5 years from doing the 100 years holidaying, but yeah, that is far too risky for a stream save, or I am going to forget to save. Right, let's proceed. 32 leagues from 9 nations. This is going to run just fine. Do we not get the stars anymore when we're setting the game up? Oh, hold on. Forget stars. Estimated game speed, balanced. Lovely stuff. So, load the database. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I turned every league in Europe on and simmed to 18th March 26, and it took 50 minutes, so it'll be a lot faster on your machine. Nice. Mentioned on one of your videos today that I sit next to someone at work who used to teach ICT. Very small world. He was amazed when I told him how well you were doing. That is very, very cool. Tell him he should be watching. The monster. How dare he not watch? Right. we're just having a moment, boys and girls. Having a little bit of a moment. Now, I am touching wood here, because I am absolutely setting myself up for disaster. I've not had a single crash yet. I'm seeing everywhere that everybody is suffering crashes. I have not had a crash. I even holidayed 100 seasons overnight with not a single crash. So I think we're going to be absolutely fine, and there is no problem with the game. I just like to mess with Topher. Right, League One. The mighty Peterborough. I don't know why it's not got our full name on there. The mighty Peterborough. Be careful, is there a bug that it won't automatically start in the pre-season in the English leagues? Is there? I don't know how to check if that's the case or not. We're just gonna assume we are gonna start at the right point. Right, what we are gonna do is fiddle with my manager profile. We don't need to change my appearance. I am very handsome, but we do need to sort my management. My management style probably doesn't need to change. Can we not change it on here? Oh, there you go. You have to click in exactly the right spot. So this stuff doesn't change. Oh, apparently it does, because I've unclicked it. Cancel. Let's go back in there. Where was it? Was that... I don't even know what I was trying to change now. You forgot to add the lower leagues. Did I forgot, or did I not care? We don't actually need to change any of this. I just want to change the levels. So it's what I actually want to change is my background. There we go. So I am, let's call myself a lower league veteran. No, you know what? I'm a second tier star. I'm taking second tier star. I've had none. No non-playing role, but I have got what's good. One thing I do miss is the option to match this to the club you're managing. What would be appropriate for a League One team? Continental B, Continental C. Does that feel about right? That feels about right, I think. Frederick, thank you for 22 months. Jacob, thank you for 24 months. Jay Schutz, thank you for 24 months. I can see there's a couple more people asking about the giveaway results. I've not done them yet. It will happen. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your pretty little head will do the giveaway at some point before midnight. We're not doing it at the start of the stream. That would be madness. Because guess what would happen if I did it at the start of the stream? If I did it at the start of the stream, and I know this wouldn't be you. I know it wouldn't be you. But there would be one or two people. Ridiculous. It seems mad to even say it. There would be one or two people who would turn up just to see who won the giveaway, just to see if they won the giveaway, and then leave without watching the rest of the stream. Can you believe it? Baffling, I know. Absolutely baffling. Right. We'll go Continental B. I think that seems fair. So I'm unsuited to defending. What part of what I've set up makes me unsuited? I don't care. Let's just start the game. Right, there you go. I am Peterborough manager, predicted to finish 15th. Begin career. It started on the right date. So this is stream, save, Peterborough. There we go. Lovely stuff. Oh, lots more subs. Sautahu, 29 months. Thank you. Simple Leaf, thank you very much for 5 months. Steve, thank you for 3 months. Pixilla, thank you very much for the Prime. Alex has done a watch streak as well. I still don't know what one of those is, but I imagine they are super. Right. We are in at the mighty Peterborough United. Look at us go. Now, full disclosure, I've not managed outside of the Premier League yet, so I have no idea how transfers are going to work at this level, because I imagine it's significantly different to doing it with a big Premier League club where, spoilers, you can just go out and buy Tchouaméni off Real Madrid. I suspect we're not going to have that option here at Posh, but let's work through our not inbox, the artist formerly known as inbox, in the correct order. So there's your confirmation. It still looks just like me. The supporter profile. I mean, I'll tell you the supporter profile. Bunch of wangs, most of them. Bunch of wangs who know nothing about football. If you're a Posh fan, welcome along. West Ham, top of the league in my show. Should I report as a bug? Yes, you should. Absolutely. Timmy, thank you very much for the prime. Right. Club Vision, mid-table in League One. Yeah, we'll take mid-table. Sign young players to develop for profit. That is very posh. And work within wage budget. Yeah, that all seems fine. We don't need to fiddle around too much with that. Dave, thank you very much for 12 months. Officially the best year of your life. Thank you very much, Dave. Right, tactics. So, obviously, I do know a bit about Posh from real life. Being a Posh fan, I have watched most of the matches we've played this season. So, I am pretty familiar with who's good and who's not in real life. Obviously, no idea about who's good and who's not in game. Having our new signing goalkeeper see, this is one of the issues Posh have got in real life. That was the new goalkeeper we signed in the summer. He immediately got injured and missed the first 6 games of the season. That is the defender who came in to save us last year. We signed him permanently, made him captain, and then he destroyed his leg. So he's out for the first half of the season. Robert Bannerman, thank you very much for becoming a channel member over on YouTube. What a hero. I think you might be the first channel member on LOLLUJO Live. I would have to check. But I think you might just be. Fisho, thank you very much for 28 months as well. But yeah, Archie Collins in real life wants to leave. He's out of contract at the end of the season. So I imagine he's out of contract at the end of the season in this as well. So job one should be to tie him down. And then we've got a lot of players who are in on loan or new signings that the jury is very much still out on. Declan Frith, for example. We spent a lot of money on. Rumours are it was potentially a 7-figure fee on this guy, who has got quite the glittering youth career. Maybe not Sutton and Welling, but it's been at Chelsea, Aston Villa, Valencia. Posh signing from Thun in Switzerland. It says here 50,000. That's not what Transfermarkt said. So, as ever, every Posh transfer is always undisclosed. So, no one really knows. But he's been injured for a lot since coming in. Harry Leonard is still very young and untried. We spent decent money bringing him in from Blackburn. There you go, £500,000 on a striker who scored 4 goals in his career. It's a different world from when I first started watching Posh. £500,000 on a player who scored 4 goals in his career is fascinating. Duke Nukem, thank you very much for 67 months. Isle of Wight Lee, thank you very much for the prime. I've no clue what laptop I'd get. I've got a budget of £400. Well, lucky for you, I made a video about that last week with Matt, so you can go and watch that, and that'll sort you right out. And then we've got a bunch of journeyman types and then a bunch of youngsters. It is a very difficult squad to judge, and it's a very difficult squad to work out if we're actually any good or not. But as you can see, we've got a couple of defensive midfielders, a couple of decent right backs. Tom Lees isn't just a right back. Why is that not showing me what positions he... There you go. So he's a centre back / right back. So he'll probably play centre back with... We'll have the little double pivot, the couple of defensive midfielders. And then, I mean, it's screaming, as it so often screams, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I'm probably leaning towards a 4-3-3 to try and get the best out of this guy, who probably is one of our better players in real life at this point. I probably want to play him there rather than there. So I think I'm leaning towards a 4-3-3. That's my thinking. But let's set up a tickety-tack. How do you get into tactics in this game? I was almost there before. There you go, tactics. So, we're doing a tactic. I need to open my Dr. Pepper to prepare myself for this. Rab, thank you very much for 34 months. Darren Mullaney, thank you very much for becoming a channel member. Am I signing Christy Pym? Of course I'm not signing Christy Pym. He's a numbskull. Right, we're not doing tiki-taka with a team that's at the bottom of League One in real life, so it's wing play or fluid counter-attack, and I think we all know which way I'm leaning. The day I set up with a counter-attack will be a sad, sad day, so we're doing wing play. We've got some decent wide players. Yeah, bookmarks do look like they carry over between saves, which is good. The bookmark is a great feature, by the way. If you are struggling a little bit with the UI and you've not set your bookmarks up yet, for goodness sake, set your bookmarks up. Because once you get used to them, it's like having the sidebar back. And you very rarely have to go up here, which is jolly nice. Right, so we're doing wing play. And then 4-3-3, because we want to get the best out of Garbett. And I think we just stay in I mean, it's very boring, but we're going to do 4-3-3, both in and out of possession. I know it goes against everything we should stand for as players of FM26 to do the same shape in and out of possession. But that's what we're going to do. And if we need to tweak it at some point, we'll tweak it. If we just slap a team in so we can get an idea of who the game thinks we've got as best players in each position. And then again, it's just the easy way to start a tactic. Quick pick the roles for both sides and then have a look to see what it leaves us with. And then we can tweak accordingly. So from there, I like to have a look at the team instructions and see if there's any obvious places where we need a little bit of coverage. So in possession, I like the fact that our wing backs are getting nicely forward. Everything's coming through Collins as it should. And then we've got Connor and Garbett pushing a little bit further forward. That's where we want Garbett. 2 players. See, we're doing wing plays. So we want 2 players wide. I don't know that I'm going to keep Leonard as a deep lying forward. As a lone striker, playing him as a deep lying forward seems like a bad idea. And then when we've got the ball, there you go. 10 men behind the ball. When we've not got the ball, sorry. This is what we want. We want to be cowards. Absolute flipping cowards. Nick Collins, thank you very much for the super chat. Didn't Posh fans get mad that the club didn't get any sell-on clause money from Ricky J. Jones as the club you sold him to released him on a 3? No, none of the above is true. We got mad that we didn't get any compensation for him as an under-23 player who came through our own youth setup because he went to a club in Bundesliga who don't have the compensation agreement, whereas if he'd have gone to any club in England because he was a player that was still under 23 that we offered a contract to who left on a free, we would have got a compensation payment. But because he went to the Bundesliga, we got nothing. So that was quite dissatisfying as a Posh fan, for sure. Riverland, thank you very much for 6 months. Right, we need to sort out this Leonard situation. So, Leonard, what is a channel forward? I mean, I think we're making him a channel forward because the 2 things he's good at is channel forward and deep lying forward. I don't want him to be a deep lying forward. We've got height in filth units. How do we change that to something that actually means something to human brains? It'll be on here somewhere, won't it? Height in feet. Short distance in yards, long distance in miles. Strangely, we don't have to do anything about weight. But now I can work out how tall he is. Do we have to reload the page? Have we crashed everything? We haven't. I thought I'd broken everything. 6'1". There you go. That's more like it. Now is my date in UK format. We won't find out until tomorrow. I'll let you know tomorrow. It probably is. Right. So, Leonard, we're going to make a channel forward, a goal threat. The centre forward, also typically known as the classic number 9, is expected. Yeah, that's what we want. We want it to be a channel forward. And then out of possession. Centre forward. Yeah, we just want him to be a classic number 9, both in and out of possession. Oh, no, I've made him personalised there. Hold on. So that's still... No, channel forward. That's what we wanted. So I had centre forward clicked before. It's channel forward I want. A high energy role. Channel forward looks to constantly be a thorn in opposition defenders' sides. That's the one I want. Will be a channel forward. So he's a channel forward and then out of possession, an outlet. Yes, we want him to be an outlet. We want him to stay forward and be involved in. So that's exactly what we want him to be doing. Nick, thank you very much for the super chat. Also loving the FM26 content so far. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Right, wide forward is another one of the new positions. I'm not entirely sure how it differs from winger. Stays wide and goal threat, whereas a winger is stays wide and creative threat. So it's like a hybrid of an inside forward and a winger. He's going to shoot rather than cross. do it from wide. I would say that's probably Bukayo Saka, right? Stays wide but goal threat. I think that's what we're describing there, rather than someone who cuts in constantly. We'll leave him on that. That works for me. I can live with that. And then deep line playmaker, defensive midfielder, wing back on both sides. Yeah, everything else here seems to make a lot of sense. We do want to be positive, though, because we are not cowards around these parts. And, of course, we need to set up some set pieces as well. So, near post. Yeah. How do you see the star rating of players not selected? I don't know. I'll go and have a look in a minute. Right. In swinger, yes. Balanced, yes. Hybrid, yes. Near post, always near post, everything near post. And then we want balanced. We don't want to bring everybody back. We're no cowards. And then, of course, we also want a far post in swinger. And then maybe a near post out swinger. Why not? Let's get 3 different flavours on. And then there is a little bit of a bug here, which I've noticed, where it's now got 2 of them selected. But when you come out and go back in, it does only leave the ones you actually had selected. So it's just a little graphical bug. It's not actually causing a problem. Morgan, thank you very much for becoming a channel member over on YouTube. And A Dobby, thank you very much for the Prime over on Twitch. Oh, it's all kicking off. James is in with a super chat as well. How do I attend a game? I.e., can I watch my reserves and youth team play? I have absolutely no idea. One of the issues, I think, which is why I'm enjoying the beta more than maybe some people are, is because some of the things that people want to do are things that I have never dreamt of doing in a game of Football Manager. Why on earth would I want to watch my reserves or my youth? I don't even want to watch my first team most of the time. But I saw Jack moaning on Twitter today. Why can't I save a team selection? A, didn't know you could save a team selection. B, I've been playing this game for 35 years and I have never once in all of those 35 years wanted to or actually done saving a team selection. But it's something he seems quite upset about. It is fascinating. I actually think they've built a game targeted specifically at me and the way I play. Clearly, after all these years of me being mocked by the other nerds, the nerdy content creators and their nerdy followers. Hi, everybody. I love you, really. But I think I actually represent the majority, the casual majority. And they've built a game for me and my brethren. They're casuals. Casuals! Come on, then! Kyle, thank you very much for 67 months. Thorborg, thank you for the Prime. Jimmy, thank you for the Prime. Ha! There is Ben. Doing a swear. It's not a load of bobbins, Benjamin. I represent the casuals. We are the casuals. And we love it. I might get a new merch. Casuals. Right. Where were we? We were setting up a tactic. Hold on. See, we haven't done the tactics introduction, which is very naughty. But if I just click complete do I click complete introduction? I don't even know. I think, oh no, it's this introduction. Right, so this is the staff responsibilities one. I've already done all the introductions. I don't need to do more introductions. I've done them like 3 times now. I feel adequately introduced to the game. What I do want to do is just sort out my staff responsibilities, which is up here somewhere, I think. Yeah, see? He's learning his way around. I don't need this on a bookmark because I will click on this screen just this once and never have to return to it again. Right, so we want to delegate a whole load of stuff. Again, this is why a lot of this stuff doesn't bother me, because I'm going to delegate so much of it. So much of it. Like staff recruitment, for example. I've seen a few people very upset about staff recruitment. I do not remember the last time. In fact, I do remember the last time I deliberately hired my own staff. It was during the Streamer Showdown when I was cheating in that. But in single player Football Manager, I haven't hired my own staff since staff delegation became a thing. Do we still get the in-game editor on 4th of November? You'll have to pay for it, as usual, I think. I don't think they've said anywhere you're getting the in-game editor for free, have they? I'm pretty sure it'll be its usual, what is it, $6.99, $7.99 for the in-game editor. You'll get the pre-game editor, but the in-game one, you always have to pay for, I think. Always have had to. Oh, the in-game editor is available now, apparently. There you go. So you can get the in-game editor now. Do we know how much it is? Right. I've also delegated my scouting, as always. Transfers. I always like to have my director of football initiate some player signings because it's just an extra way to get some bodies recommended to me. We often get initiated transfers that we then like, actually, no, we don't like the look of this guy. But it's just an extra little bit of getting some players through. I'm obviously not going to do my own media. I mean, come on now. I'm obviously not going to do my own training. Do I look like I own a tracksuit? Of course I don't look like I own a tracksuit. And then we also, somewhere on here, there is the option. Or maybe there's not. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong bit. I thought there was a way to automatically have players made available for the youth team, and maybe you can only do it for reserves, and because we don't have reserves, we can't do it. But I'm sure in the Arsenal save, there's a box there where I could have players automatically made available for the reserves, but it doesn't look like you can if you only have 2 youth teams rather than reserves, which seems like semantics because that youth team is effectively the reserves. Our first team squad's all under 21. We don't have an official reserve team. Right, I'm not doing my own opposition instructions. What do you think I am? And then, oh, this might be the screen I was looking for. It's just in a different place. So I will do my own team talks. I would hate you to think I don't do anything myself. But yeah, so we'll automatically make unfit first team players available for the under 21s. So everything I said before was absolute horse dung. I'm obviously not managing my own friendlies. Although someone did say, just instant result your friendlies, which is a very good point. You don't actually have to delegate them now. Still got to, but you don't have to because I was looking for the instant result button. We're not on the way into a match. There is no instant result button at the moment, but that's our staff delegation sorted. So we're now basically at the point where all we're going to do is we're going to get scout reports in. We're not going to do our own scouting. Do you think I am? We're going to get scout reports, which we'll then be able to pick the best signings off of. And then we'll pick the team with quick pick and play around with tactics and win some football matches. It's lovely. Have you always been able to turn off training emails? I don't know. I don't read a lot of the emails that I get. I'll level with you. Have I had any success with long throws? Absolutely zero. However, it's not going to stop me trying. How's my experience recruiting backroom staff? I mean, I haven't done it myself for 6-7 years, however long delegating to staff members has been in there. My director of football will hire all my staff for me, and I just don't need to know. I'm assuming, similar to with 24, 23, 22, if you just leave the director of football to do it, you'll still end up with the best staff in the league anyway. So I'm all right. $6.99 for the in-game editor, apparently. Oh, you can still do job adverts and stuff, and the in-game editor is not available currently. Fair enough. Right. Have we done everything for day one? I think we've done everything for day one. I think we're about to be able to hit continue. In fact, one thing we've not done is, have we got any money to spend? We've got 700,000. Someone did make the point about 15 minutes ago. Clauses. Hold on. I didn't see that when we were... 5 clauses available to sell for a total value of £4.7 million. Right, get these clauses in my bank account. Who on earth have Posh got that he's going to get us nearly £5 million worth of clauses? This seems like it's almost worthy of a bug report. I don't even know who this guy is. We sold him to Brentford, apparently. Fair enough, we'll take that money. Any more? No? Harrison Burrows. Yeah, that does make sense. 1.9 million for Harrison Burrows. Makes a lot of sense. He's playing regularly for Sheffield United in the Championship now, so that does make sense. Jack Taylor at Ipswich. Doesn't play regularly for them, but definitely makes sense. Ronnie Edwards. Okay, we do have quite a lot of good players who we can get sell-ons for. So yeah, we'll sell Ronnie Edwards' sell-on as well. Is there any more that we can sell for Ronnie Edwards? Oh, yeah, we'll have some appearance money as well. We just want to take all the money up front so we can go and spend it all. Fuzzy Ferret, thank you very much for the Prime. And then, is that it? I think that's it. And then what I did notice is, yeah, you have to continue once before it actually appears in there. But assuming that works out the way it's supposed to work out, based on all that money coming in, I think our transfer budget is now going to be like 5 million quid when we press continue, which is sensational. If we look at our squad planner, based on this formation, what do we need? What are we going to go and spend money on? So we need a left back, a centre back probably, and maybe a midfielder and a winger. We'll just get a bit of everything. We'll have one of each, please. Let's go to the player shop and get one of each. Right, we should have all that money flooding in. Need a sell all clauses button. Yeah, although it does encourage laziness. And you know me, boys and girls, I like to be actively involved in all elements of running the club. I want to make an individual decision on each one. That's lovely to see. £5 million to spend. I am starting to question if there is maybe a little bit of an issue in that every save I've done, I've been able to sell clauses that have given us an extraordinary transfer budget. I don't know that Posh have got £5 million worth of clauses in real life that we can cash in all in one go, because that seems like madness, but we're going to go shopping. Sides, thank you very much for 13 months. 5 million in League One is mental. Yeah, we could buy like a third of Jay Stansfield. Right. So now we're going to head to transfer room and create some requirements, because I like transfer room. I think transfer room is fun. This is basically what's replaced Director of Football recommendations. So the main area we needed was a left back. We want a left back who's a wing back in position and is still a left back, but a full back, out of possession, and we want him to be an important player for us. So we'll submit that. So we're now going to go and look for a left back. We also want a centre back. So we'll take a centre back who, in possession, I mean, just a centre back. He doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just a centre back. Then out of possession. Have I clicked the right thing there? Ah, there we go. I mean, again, just being a centre back both ways round is fine by me. And then also we could probably use a defensive midfielder because Collins is probably going to be leaving. So Collins, we want to replace Collins. We want a playmaker who, when we're out of possession, becomes a screening defensive midfielder. That's quite the combo to go and get in League One, I think. But we're gonna try and see if such a thing exists. And I think that'll do for now. We should also have some player recommendations in already. Jaden Fevrier. Is there a way to get this as a list? There is. So these are both wingers. Do we need a winger? I mean, we could probably use a right winger because Garbet's going to play in midfield. Frith is going to have to play on the right. Yeah, we need a winger. Right. Get me back here. Who have we got? So he would cost up to 2 million. He would cost half that, and they are both A-rated and excellent. So I'm thinking so does that mean I have my problem with the colorblind settings because I need to be able to hover over that and see what it actually is, because I've tried putting the colorblind settings on, and as much as I had lots of lovely comments the other day saying, oh, it was so wholesome when he found the colorblind settings. Yeah, but it is going to annoy everyone having all the teams that play in red playing in pink, so I've had to turn it off again. He's 5'8". We could have signed the tallest one. He's 5'10". The thing is, I think he's natural on only the left, isn't he? Is that what that's saying? Is he Yeah, he's not even very good. He's only 2 stars. Where's his report? Where do you find reports these days? Is that his... Oh, there you go. Is that how you get to a scouting report? That doesn't feel like how you get to a... So his best role... So we don't want a left winger. We want a natural right winger. That's what we're looking for. So that means probably him. Yeah, he's best on the right. And he's better than anyone we've got on the right. Yes, he's going to be expensive, but he's already a good League One player and is going to become a good Championship player. So I think this is the guy we're going for. So let's ask his agent about his availability. I'm ecstatic to hear you're a fan of Jaden's. All right, Chris. Goodness me. Chris is keen, isn't he? Posh don't have 5 million of future causes. The majority of money you receive was from future instalments that were guaranteed. By selling these at quite a big discount, you're reducing future revenue. Good. Good, good, good. Thought new gen faces were supposed to be rubbish. Talk me through that, boys. That is a new gen face, right? Or is that a real face? I feel like I've been misled by Reddit again. But, yeah. There's no easy way to put this. Yeah, he does need to reduce his salary. Right, so we need to pay like £2 million for this guy. Which is a lot of money. A lot of money. But let's try and purchase him. So we're obviously going to try and abuse the Never Never and see what we can get away with. So 3 installments of... So that gets us to the 1.9. So let's try and just take that down a smidgen. So that would be 1.75. Are they going to accept 1.75 with such a small amount up front? Probably not. But we can try and open a negotiation. Okay, we might need to start our negotiations a little bit lower going forward. Because I don't think on FM24 that offer gets accepted based on that transfer value. But, yeah, I don't mind overpaying a smidgen. We've got plenty of money to spend, let's face it. Right. Onward. We have a task, which is talking to my boy Jaden about his contract situation. Hello, Jaden. You don't want any promises. Okay, fair enough. You're not having that. That's just silly. You're also not having that. And we're going to try and take that down because we are overpaying Stockport for you. So we're going to try and... So is that what he wants? Right, let's try and take him down to the top end of that then. We need to remove and exclude rather than just removing. And then try and take that down a smidgen. There you go. There you go, boys and girls. We're getting our man. The Never Never are a bit more broken than they used to be. We're going to put together a wonder team. Right. Code of conduct done. I'm looking forward to putting my wonder team together. We don't need to do more introductions. Here we go. So this is what's actually happening in real life. Archie Collins has publicly said he's going to leave at the end of his contract. We put him on the transfer list. No one wanted to pay the money for him. And I suspect we're going to have the exact same thing here. If we can sell him and replace him with somebody as good, that would obviously be for the best. Or if we can convince him to sign a new contract, I'd really implore you to commit your future to the club. We're probably not going to agree on this. We should end. I mean, that's rude, Archie. Yeah, you could let me down. That is quite unpleasant and rude. Your body language is downcast. Look at how you're speaking to me. I'm sorry. Feel free to ask to do as you see fit. Yeah, do what you want, Archie. You're on the transfer list now. Where are you? Get here. Get in here, Collins. How do I transfer list you? Transfer listed. Boom. And now let's see if anyone wants him. No, nobody wants him. So this is where we control. Oh, God, this is going to come up constantly now, isn't it? Every time we press continue, we're going to have Archie Collins and his little smiling face looking at me for the next 3 months. I assume everyone's got that bug, right? Yeah, so we want to... How do we do the other side of transfer room? Offer via transfer room. So this is a slightly more complicated version of just offering to clubs how it was previously. There's one interested club. How do we find out who they are? Can we click that? We can click that. Aberdeen. They're a football team. Right, so do we just press offer? How much money? I would like £1 million for him, but I'm just going to press offer and see what happens. Oh, hi Archie. How unexpected. Fancy seeing you here. Oh, my word. Yeah, Collins is still considering his options. I should have discussed, should I? Okay. Oh, the Aberdeen are straight in. If that's £1 million, he's gone. I mean, that's almost as insulting as the way he spoke to me in that meeting. £300,000 Oh, and it's non-negotiable. Well, get lost then. Oh, hi Archie. How are you doing? I am just going to walk out. Thanks, though. Thanks for popping in. Good old Archie. We've done our set pieces already. We've done training already. We can't skip meeting the players, though. I have already met Archie. I am already familiar with his work. Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin, and I'm so proud to be given it. Why is there still nobody sat in these chairs? Is this the same room we had on 24? I'm Kevin, and I'm so proud to be given the opportunity to lead this team. Is that all I can say? I wouldn't speak like this. Go on, then. Hi, Sam. Oh, look how sad Sam is. It's great to have you. Well, you could tell your face that, Sam. I need a beverage. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. I want to bring a real energy. Not really. I want to consider... Yeah, I am an attacking coach. Football is supposed to be fun, right? I mean, based on the scowl on his face, that's what we're going with. I'm certainly happy to hear that. Again, Sam. Oh, Sam. I'd also bring an energy and tempo. So I have to say one of these. I'm either going to be attacking or energetic and tempo-ish. Or I could leave. Let's do tempo. And now again, I can only say the other. I'll just say the other one then. And then, no? Okay. Sounds like you know what you're doing. You're very wise, Sam. The main thing I want you to know about me as a person is that I'm incredibly driven. Imagine standing in front of a group of strangers. The main thing I want you to know about me as a person is that I am incredibly driven and determined to bring success to this club. My goodness. Yeah, okay. That's good to hear. Is it? I'm something of an evangelist for inspiration and belief. Yeah, I am. Too right, I am. Thanks, everyone. Hey, there you go, look. They look... Oh. Okay. None of them care. That was a total waste of time. None of them care at all. I don't think the word evangelist has ever been said in a football setting, ever. We've been going quite a while. We are just going to hit save. It is dangerous not to hit save. Right, Lisby's injured. Here comes the injury crisis. HR person wrote this part of the conversations. No spacebar continue. I don't know, is there? I know you can't spacebar through the messages. I've seen people complaining about that. Right, I don't want to meet the media. So, can I continue with spacebar? Yes, you can. There you go. What you can't do is go from message to message with the spacebar. I don't know if you can do it with the arrow keys. You can do it. What are people moaning about then? So, what? It's a huge problem because you're using the arrow keys rather than the spacebar. They're 3 inches away from each other. Honestly, who cares? You have to click in first, Kevin. Who cares, Matthew? Who cares? People have lost their minds. They're looking for things to complain about. Oh, my word. People are Jack. Yeah. Jack's upset. Jack's upset because he can't save his team instruction. Something I'm certain Jack is the only person in history who's ever done it. Let me know. Should we do a poll? Have you ever saved a team selection in Football Manager? I didn't even know you could. Right. People are moaning because they hate change. Agreed. I don't pick my teams. There's a button for that. Is the right answer. Welcome to the casuals. We're doing casual merch. My bat phone privileges have been rescinded. Oh, Matt, that's just cruel and unusual punishment. Look, my microphone isn't really very wobbly anymore. We've sorted it. I don't need a recruitment introduction. We will use our suggested squad. No point saving it with a gegenpress. Every match is a different combination of players. Exactly. And I never know what that combination is. It's not my business to pick the team. Free transfers. I don't know if there's an easy way to look at a list of free transfers, is there? They'd need to come up on my scout reports, because one thing I'm not going to do is come to a screen like this and do a player search, because I'm not a filthy perv. So we won't be using player search. We will be using player recommendations, as always. Oh, there you go. There's some free transfers that have come through on this. So that works for me. So he's available for free, but he does have a club as well. Interesting. Right. Sort by that. We do need a left back. In fact, hold the phone. Have we got any responses to this yet? No. So what was wrong with that? We've asked for a left back here. What's wrong with him? That means he doesn't meet the requirements. But we do need a left back. Is he better than the left back we've got now? Yes, he is. So I think we're probably... that's why he's an inside fullback rather than a wing back. So can he do wing backing? Which I guess we come back here to find out somewhere. I mean, yeah, he seems fine. Is there any more? So presumably we can filter this by position, one would think. This is my first time on this screen, believe it or not. What is all this? The Party Deacon, thank you very much for the prime. Maybe I should have done the induction. We're not going to worry about filtering. Filtering seems a bit specialist for my tastes. Right, so he's a left back, he's a left back. They're both 24. This one's cheaper though. Where is... There you go, that's what we're looking for. So can you still compare two players the way you used to be able to? Is that a thing that is still in the game, or is that gone? Together, we're going to find some things that I'm unhappy with. Is that gone, or is it just hiding? Can you compare two potential... there you go, compare with... we can only compare with our own players. See, that is problematic. I would quite like to compare the two of them to each other. So yeah, I mean, that's not ideal, is it? We're gonna find some things together. But yeah, we've got two left backs there. There's also a centre back there. He's getting a bit old at 25. He's on the transfer list though, and he's 6'3", and you can't teach that. Right, we're gonna take him as a centre back. We're going to have one of them two, probably the cheapest of the two, because I don't think there's anything between them. Well, what was his... So he's 3-star, 4-star. Other guy was 3-star. Yeah, we'll just take the cheapest one then. So him. Oh, we can tick it like a shopping list. These are the players that I want. So we'll have him, and then we want a defensive midfielder as well. Elliot, are you my guy? You might be my guy. Decent League One. Can be a good League One. What flavour of defensive midfielder are you? You're not exactly the playmaker I dreamed of, but you look like you would be an efficient presence and you're relatively cheap. Can I add you to... Oh, I can't. My list's gone. So I want him, and him. And now I just want to buy the players for me. That actually might be a thing we can do. If from here you could just add as transfer target and literally send a bunch of them together to the director of football, that would be incredible. But it seems that is not a thing we can do. But I am going to make offers for these 3 players. So, ask agent about availability. He's fairly susceptible to injury, which is not ideal, but we are keen to sign him all the same. Lower your wages, you silly boy, you silly goose. All right. How much was it? 500,000. Right, we're going to try and go... Can we not... Oh, making offers there. So, based on what we learnt before, let's try some more shenanigans. So we're going to do 100 up front. And then we'll try 250 on the Never Never, bringing the total to 350. Okay. So we can't go too far with it. But we're still not going to pay more than 500,000. That's bonkers. So if we take that down to 150 and take that down to 300, that gets us to 450. This may have backfired. Because on FM24, I would never have to pay more than that top one, or very rarely. So that gets us to 500,000. Right. Get that gone. We don't want that involved. And if we take that down to 50 or 60, try that. Boom. That'll do. That's not disastrous. That's still cheaper than the other guy. So we'll make that offer for him. And then we want Farino as well, who should be relatively cheap because he's on the transfer list. But he's another one who wants too much salary. They want 400,000. So let's offer them 100k and then 250 on 3 installments. No. No. Come on now. Get that gone. We don't want any of this. So what is that? 415. Hey, there we go. That's not too bad. And then there was one more that we wanted as well, who was Bonds, wasn't it? He's quite expensive. I don't know that we're going to be able to negotiate transfers with all of these at the same time. We might be causing problems for ourselves by trying to negotiate 4 transfers together because it's going to cause problems with the wage budget. But we're testing the limits of the game. So he is going to be quite expensive, 1.3 million. So if we offer 300,000 up front and 1 million on installments, will we get away with that? Yes, we will. Probably could have offered less. Right. Lovely. Is 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress still good? I've used it in 2 matches. Actually, that's not true. I used it in the Man United stream, didn't I? It seemed fine. I mean, it was never as overpowered as people made out it was anyway. It was just one of a number of pretty good tactics that was pretty good because it's a real life pretty good tactic. So, yeah. It was... I hate to spoil the narrative that it's all I ever used. But people who actually watch know it wasn't all I ever used. And, yeah, this is what I thought would happen. Is there a way to adjust this budget from here? because we've got loads of transfer budget, so we should be able to put some down there like that, and hopefully be able to go back into that negotiation. Reset. There we go. Cool. It's silly that you can't do it from this screen, but at least we are able to do it. That's good. There we go. And then last guy. So we can hand off to Director of Football as well, which is a handy thing to be able to do, especially when you're signing young players and you're not bothered about how much you pay them. Get that gone. Boom. Right, if we get all 4 of these players, I think our squad starts to look a lot better. Set a bookmark for adjusting wage budget. Yeah, I could do. I'm pretty happy with the bookmarks I've got at the moment. I don't know if you can just set a bookmark for that, can you? There's only these specific things. You can't set a bookmark for anything, I don't think. I am willing to be told I am wrong, if I am wrong. I've got finance somewhere, so maybe you can do it from there. Right, I'm just going to hit save because I've just negotiated a lot of transfers. Cats, and some more cats. Thank you for becoming a channel member over on YouTube. It was on that screen, was it? Oh, okay. I just was not noticing it then. Obviously, because I'm focused on streaming, there is going to be times when I'm missing the obvious stuff. And if I don't already know where it is, there'll probably be quite a few obvious bits that I miss. So, yeah, if you see something like that happen, just yell. Right, so we've signed our new winger, Jaden Fevrier. Is that how you say that? Fevrier? He's been given number... Oh, no, we've got 37 numbers assigned. He hasn't been given number 37. So we submit our squad list. I'm doing this squad number thing last because there seems to be a thing. Again, I assume everyone's getting it. Whereas when you assign a squad number and then confirm, it takes that as continue. Yeah. So for some reason, submitting squad numbers continues, which presumably is not what's intended to happen. But it is what's happening. Yeah, I've already done that, haven't I? There you go. So be aware of that one, boys and girls. Is there a command or anyone know what the stream schedule is going to be? There isn't really a stream schedule. I'll be streaming a lot during the beta, as often as I can during the beta. And then once the full game is out, probably 2 or 3 times a week. Probably Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I'm not going to be like guaranteed and married to any particular days or schedule. It will be, I'll stream when I stream. Best thing to do is keep an eye on LOLLUJO live on YouTube, because as soon as I know when the next stream is going to be, I'll schedule it on there so you can see when it's going to be. Right, so Fevrier has come in and can now play on that right hand side for us. And then we've got the other ones going through as well. Fevrier means February in French, so you can call him February instead. I feel like that would be very disrespectful to my French roots. Could be an issue asking Archie to welcome the players. Nah, me and Archie are buds. We get on like a house on fire. Right, Josh Flint is coming in as well. Welcome, Josh. We're signing everybody. Spending all the pennies. So, yeah. Collins can welcome him. See? That seems like a sensible idea. I'll talk to him. If I give him enough busy work, he might forget he wants to leave and accidentally sign a new contract. Because I'll just keep giving him little tasks like this. And then one of them will just be, and just sign here, Archie. And it'll be a 6-year contract. And then he's stuck with me. He'll never get away. He's going to be my assistant manager. Playing the first game, have they removed shouts? They have removed shouts, yes. I've got to discuss expectations with the team. Expectations and promises. Hi, lads! I'd like to set out my immediate plans for the club. I talk like a normal man. I'd like to talk about our Sky Bet League One aims for the season. Just know that what we talk about in here isn't going to define everything we do. It's about what we think we're capable of as a group. Weird sentence. We're going to finish mid-table because that's what the board told me to do. Yeah, we're all happy with that. And you can all go home now. Thanks for coming in. Meeting done. Right. Where's the rest of these signings we're supposed to be making? In fact, we should probably... I keep going. I'm doing 2 clicks to get to the squad planner. I don't need to because I've got squad planner up here. I've got to learn the icons. Is that one squad? No, that's tactics. First team. I'm sure I put squad planner up here. Yeah, there you go. So that is squad planner. So when I want to come to the squad planner, I need to remember just to click the driving license icon and then I'll go to it. I will hydrate. Thank you for asking me to hydrate. Am I looking to do 100 years in the future again this year? I've got the file ready. Just need to record it. Should be out tomorrow. Might be Sunday. We will see. It depends if I decide to do something else instead. We'll see. Right, Aberdeen want Collins. Well, they can give me £1 million for him then. I've been pretty clear about that. Right. Tom Lees would be a much better captain than Sam. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I can live with that. Change captain. I like how those little recommendation meeting things go. I think that's more efficient than how it worked before. These meetings where you get all this stuff come through in one go. I think this is good. Yeah, we'll create a recruitment focus. Fill your boots. Yeah, we'll offer him a contract. Easy. Easy work. You're not having that. You're not having that. Everything else you can have. Boom. Contract done. Archie Collins. I know he won't renew. Right, I was supposed to be hydrating. That's gone down the wrong hole. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Right. What's that? He's eligible for a professional contract. He's got 5-star potential. He can have some contract. Get that gone. Let's just examine him. Come here, young man. Patrick. What are you? You're an attacking midfielder with 5 stars of potential. Interesting. Well, he's about to sign a professional contract, so that's jolly nice. And then, is this going to tell me about him now? No. Apparently Chris Clark is a high potential player. That's exciting. It's good to know. Right. We've got another new sign, or 2 more new signings coming in. We're still going to have loads of money left over as well. We are we are financially ruining this football club in one window. We're going up as champions. You can't stop it. It's inevitable at this point. We're going up as bleeping champions. Right, you get in the squad. And then before I give you a squad number, I'm just going to talk to your mate over here. Get Archie to welcome him in as well. Get him registered in the squad as well. Probably already was from before. And then you can both have a squad number. And then that will auto-continue us. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. An F from the board, was there? I don't ever look at that stuff. Where does it tell me that it was an F from the board? They're very disappointed with the deal to sign him. I mean, we did spend a lot of money on him, but balls to you, board. Got an A+ for him, so you can't have everything. They're let down by his permanent signing. I mean, that all seems a bit harsh. He looks fine. Seems very harsh. Right, decide the squad. We're just going to head to the squad planner, which means credit card, or whatever it is. Get that clicked. And then, yeah, I mean, to be fair, we probably didn't need... He's not really improved us for £1 million, has he? He's just come in as a squad player that we spent £1 million on. I do kind of see what the board mean there. Right, we've got £3 million. Should we just go and sign the best striker in the championship? We can get that for 2.5 million, right? I think we can. Give me a striker. It's like the game knows what I want. He's an overlapping centre-back. That sounds nice. How tall are you, young man? So, I mean, we don't sign tiny defenders, Joe, sorry. Bojan Radulovic off of Uddersfield. Bojan, you're coming home with me. He's a big, strong boy who's better than any striker we've got. Welcome. How do I... Do you not have an agent for me to talk to, Bojan? I can only do it from this screen. How silly of me. Right. Can I have this man, please? 650,000. Barjane. So we'll do 250. Basically, what we've learned here is you can very much still abuse installments. This is a learning experience for us all. And we're learning that it's still completely possible to do absolute shenanigans like this. And stretch. Remember, we started with a transfer budget of basically 0. And we're going to spend like 4 or 5 million from starting from 0 and build a super squad. How do you scroll on player database? The arrows don't work on the laptop. Player database. Let's have a look. So this is player database. I'm just using the mouse wheel. I don't know if there's any other way to do it. If you click on a player, oh, the arrows don't work. But yeah, mouse wheel, which probably doesn't help on a laptop, does it? 2-finger scrolling. Have you got that enabled to be a mouse wheel? That might be your way. What do you mean you're developing concerns? I didn't... Oh, I've left them out of the squad. I've not deliberately left you out, have I? You've just arrived. I pressed auto. Yes, you'll be in the squad. And you'll be in the squad too. Do we need to sell some players? This changes everything. Who are we... Oh, this guy. Right, you come in as well. And then we'll worry about who gets in the squad and who doesn't. Right, you're not having that. You're not having that. You're not having that. I don't care how much we're actually paying you. So you can have everything else. Boom. Big boy. Get Ronnie Edwards back and Josh Knight in central defence. I don't think we can afford them. Do I rate the current Posh team? I mean, we're bottom of the league. Or nearly bottom of the league. So... Not currently. We have got, and I mean, we've got real life fixtures on, so I can show you. The start to the season is nightmarish. Look at the state of that. Newly relegated, was in the Premier League 2 years ago. Were they newly relegated as well? I feel like that's the 3 relegated teams up first. And then a team that traditionally pushes for promotion. You got Huddersfield there as well. Plymouth came down, didn't they? So they're not all newly relegated. But basically, we've had a horrible start to the season. I think there's some good players, and I think we played decent football a lot of the time, but we just took a long time to do. We didn't complete the squad literally until deadline day, which is an improvement on last year where we didn't finish the squad until the middle of January. We basically did the first half of the season with no striker and no defenders. 2-finger sliding works. What a guy. There you go. There you go. I'm not just a pretty face. Wee Wigan finished 17th in the league last season. Okay. To me, you're always the Wigan that lives in the Premier League. Yeah, it was definitely for the best that FM25 didn't come out, so I didn't have to manage Posh last year. Sorry to whinge, but I simply can't get along with this FM. Loved every single FM last 15 years. Played over 10 hours and I like it less and less. I mean, that's a shame, but sometimes things change, I guess, and it might be that it's not for you. I'm enjoying myself, and a lot of people are enjoying themselves, but then a lot of people aren't enjoying themselves. I would say maybe give it a little bit longer if you can. It probably took me until I was about 15 hours in before I got really comfortable with it. But I think once you get it, I guess it depends how quickly you're playing as well. You say you've played 10 hours. How many matches have you played in those 10 hours? Because I think the matches are a lot of fun. I think the new tactics stuff is awesome. The match engine is great. I could get, if you've played 10 hours of just faffing around in the new UI and done not a lot else, I get that that might not feel delightful. So I would try and give it a little bit longer, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely for me, the more I play, the more I'm enjoying it. And I'd like to think by the time I've played 100 hours, I'll be giddy. Will I do a new home series? I will not ever do another home series, no. Every home series I've done has been less popular than the one before. I can't afford to do another home series. I am afraid. I love that you liked it, but yeah, it's unfortunately, it ain't going to happen. Right, we've got some youngsters to offer contracts to. Just get those bits gone. I'm not even going to look at them. If they're good youngsters and I'm being told, give them contracts, I'm just going to give them contracts. It's a lot of clicking to get back there, wasn't there? I do get that there are situations like that where that was a lot of clicking. I'm not completely blind to some of the criticisms that people have got of the game. I guess, don't care as much. It's a couple of extra clicks. It's all right. I'm not that bothered. I think the new stuff that's an improvement, like the tactics, like the match engine, makes up for some of the stuff that's a bit clunky in places, because I don't do the clunky stuff a lot, and I think a lot of it probably does come down to how much you do the stuff that is now clunky. And if you watch me regularly, as I'm sure a lot of you do, you'll know that a lot of the stuff that people are complaining about, I don't really do a lot anyway, which is why I'm less bothered. Right. Aberdeen need to come and offer us some sensible money. Right, we can loan this guy out because we've signed a new defender now. We're not loaning him out for that, though. That's just silly. Hello, Elliot. Where's Archie? Nice to see you, but it's not usually you. Coaching courses. Yep, they've both been sent. Lovely stuff. Be glad you don't mess with training. It's so rough right now. Oh, one thing I do want to do with training, if I can remember how to get to it, I just want to set up my mentoring groups. It's the one thing I do. There you go. Acknowledge and move on. That wasn't as arduous as I thought it could be. Mentoring, done. I've now done training. You're welcome. Matches do look fun for streamers with supercomputers, but my MacBook is lagging even on... What MacBook have you got? I played a bit of the alpha on my M2 MacBook Pro, and it was fine. Didn't notice any issues. So much work on building perfect mentoring groups. That's all you need to do. Why would I don't care. Just, I've got staff who can do that for me. They know better than me who should be mentoring who. Just go do it. Get it done. Yeah, we'll confirm the captaincy. Carl Johnson's actually just about to leave on loan, and I've just made him vice captain. An M1 MacBook Pro. Yeah, I mean, maybe that extra 1M makes all the difference. I don't know. Right, we've got our big boy to play up front. He's in. With a work permit as well. What will the main Twitch save be? I mean, this for a little while. Like I said at the... I can do this again. Like I said at the start of the stream. Right, we don't want Collins because he's on the... Right, it'll be Kyoso then. Can I might have balls this up here because I've made him vice captain while he's out on loan. I feel like I'm going to crash the whole game with this. We're just going to pretend none of that's happening and hope it never becomes an issue. Right, squad registration. Clear all and now ask assistant to pick. And is everyone who's supposed to be in? Do we not have to register goalkeepers? I don't think you do in this league, do you? So we've got 22 players in. I think everyone important is in. Oh, what was that? Oh, I've hit report bug. You might not have even seen that because I don't think I've got display capture on. I went to click confirm, clicked report bug, and a massive Chrome window popped up. I thought I'd crashed the entire game, but no, I was just clicking like a numbskull. I was gutted when you stopped the last home series. I'd never seen the others, but I was immediately engrossed by the storyline. Yeah, unfortunately, like I say, it was diminishing returns with home. I went back to the well too many times, and each time it was a little less popular than the time before. So, I mean, there will be fun and creative ideas and non-League to Legend. So yeah, don't worry. There's going to be plenty of good saves. I've got lots of content plans for FM26. It just won't be home, I'm afraid. Right. I think I might have broken the game with this captain thing. Hopefully it's okay. Right. Good job we signed a new striker because Leonard's injured. I think the season's about to start. I think we play Cardiff very, very soon. The board seem to have a love my transfers. I hate them with a passion. And I think it comes down directly to how much money I've spent on them. If they think it was a bargain, they love it. If they don't, they hate it. And there's no in between with me. It's either a bargain or a waste of money. And I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'll tell you at the end of the season which ones were good. Get on your coaching courses. What you'll notice is I've not looked at a single attribute yet. Any thoughts on an Apollon style save? Nothing's off the table apart from home. Liam, thank you very much for 4 months. Right. It really is a good job we've signed a striker because that's 2 that are injured now. What's all this? What board? Oh, coaching courses. Who cares? Who cares? No idea if he answered my question. I've been hit with 4 minutes of ads. 4 minutes seems crazy. It is crazy. That doesn't feel nearly enough. Got bills to pay. Goodness me. Right. What's this? Oh, this is tactical stuff. I don't want to know about tactical stuff. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Do you think the last home series might have picked up if you'd got out of the league you're in? I don't remember what league we were in. I don't remember which one was the last one. I don't remember my saves in nearly as much detail as you lot remember my saves. Was the last one the Spanish one? Or have I done another one since then? But yeah, I don't remember them in nearly the kind of detail you folks do. Right. Let's have a look at our starting 11 then. Now we've made a bunch of transfers. Are we still happy with everyone doing what I'm asking them to do here? What I am going to do is just do this again and then tweak it again if we need to. What's a HFB? A holding fullback. Yeah, that's fine. You can stay on that. So new boy Flint, new boy Farino, Kioso is on loan. Bass is injured, so Reyes has got to play. Collins can stay in there, and that's fine. Garbutt's getting forward, which is good. Frith can be the wide forward. We looked at that before. He wants to be a poach. Is that still poacher? P? Yeah, poacher and an outlet centre forward, which is what we wanted. So if we look at team instructions, in possession, we should have players out in the wide areas. This is out of possession, isn't it? Let's try and do that again. So we should have players out in the wide areas to get crosses in. Yeah. The problem we've potentially got is not a huge number of players in the middle when the crosses come in. But he is 6'3" and you can't teach that. I don't know how long my own voice has been coming through my phone, but I think I've been playing the stream out on my own phone the whole of the stream, and I've only just noticed it. Yeah, I think this covers everywhere that we want to cover it. I just heard myself talking back. It's been an hour and a half, and I've only just noticed. Right, yeah, I'm happy with this. We've got positive mentality. Have we got a full bench? We do. Boys and girls, let's make sure we save, just in case the game crashes. Let's do a football. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players making their debut, and he's here on loan but has been on loan with us before. Is team cohesion still a thing? I don't notice it anywhere on here. Is it hidden in dynamics? Where does dynamics live? Dynamics. I don't know if that's good or bad. That doesn't really tell me very much. The team's overall match cohesion hasn't seen much change yet, but is it good or bad? Oh, there you go. Is that? I don't even know. Let's just play a football match, I guess. Right, I've not played a match in the EFL yet. Have we got special, beautiful EFL graphics? The way we've got Premier League graphics and Champions League graphics. Here we go, boys and girls. I will address the team. Hello, boys. Do a football. We have got EFL graphics. It's like watching on Sky Sports Plus. Beautiful. These are the actual graphics. Scrolling league table. They could have just kept scrolling there. That felt a little unnecessary. All the people complaining that Old Trafford in my alpha video didn't have the corners filled in. Don't worry, Cardiff does. Cardiff has got the majority of its corners filled in because it's a proper stadium, unlike Manchester United. Right. So we're the ones in a greenish colour. Yeah, so we've gone down to 1.25 match speed because, annoyingly, there's no 1.5. That's got to be something they're putting in. I can't for the life of me imagine why it's not there. But I have seen the overwhelming feedback that 1.75 is too fast. This is where everyone's going to tell me 1.25 is too slow. 1.5 must be on its way. Maybe it'll be a content module down the line. It's a new feature. 1.5 speed. How do you... Oh, that's a good point. I'll do the giveaway after this match. The giveaway, you just retweet the giveaway tweet that is on my Twitter currently. It will be one of the most recent things I've done because I retweeted it just before we went live. So yeah, retweet that and then we'll do the giveaway after this match. It just feels so slow on 1.25. Are you genuinely, boys and girls, telling me that's a better viewing experience than watching it a little bit too fast? To me, I'd much rather it be a little bit too fast than a little bit too slow. See, everyone's telling me it's lagging again. I wish I knew what you could see. Are my YouTube videos lagging for the match? Because this doesn't look any different, other than the fact that it's slow because we're on 1.25. This, to me, looks exactly the same as when I'm recording YouTube videos. So I don't understand. It freezes frames sometimes on Twitch. Is it doing that on the YouTube stream as well? The match is really framey. I don't know. Matt, are you still there? An hour after you revoked my bat phone privileges. Because it looks absolutely fine on my screen. And it looks identical to the way the YouTube videos look. So, I don't know. And is this something that you're only noticing on my streams, or is because if this, it might just be an issue with the game that you people with young eyes can see, and old eyes people like me can't see. Clates was having issues yesterday. Do I have any idea the bitrate of streaming at? I wouldn't have the first idea. That's very much a Matt question. No idea. What bitrate should it be? How would I find out such a thing? I'm going into the forbidden settings. This could all... If the stream ends, it's because I pushed something I shouldn't. 6,000 is the bitrate. It's already set correctly. Do not touch it. I knew. There you go. When I called his name, no reply. I touched settings for a second. Don't you touch that. Oh, Matt, you are a wonderful human being. Right, Matt, I trust your judgment and nobody else's. Is the game lagging? Because it looks absolutely fine to me. There's hitching on the Twitch stream. I don't know what that means. Is that something that is my fault or Twitch's fault? That could be down to Twitch. Okay. But people watching on YouTube, are you having a problem as well? Maybe it's the streaming software. Yeah, but I use the same software to make the YouTube videos. And you're telling me in the YouTube videos there's no problem. I don't understand. Right, we're making substitutions. I am going to continue to focus on managing a football team while all this goes on. Because the next thing we're going to do, we are going to have a conversation about 1.25 versus 1.75, because I just feel like this is too slow. It just feels so slow. Why is there no 1.5? I mean, I ask myself the same question every morning when I'm brushing my teeth. Every morning since this morning, which was the first morning that the game has existed. We've done a football. Come on! You clearly need to spend 5k on a new PC. I absolutely don't. I only just spent however many thousands on this one a year ago, and it's a very good PC. Up the speed to 1.75 and see what it does. I mean, all my YouTube videos so far have been at 1.75. I don't think it's going to help the lag issue. I think it will just make a few people complain that the game is too fast. It's so annoying that there's no 1.5. But if we put it up to 1.75... we're now not going to get a highlight, are we? If it was an OBS problem, both streams should be affected. YouTube are telling me it's happening there as well. The YouTube chat. But that could just be whining. I would never accuse you of whining. This is a private conversation. Right. Final substitution. Is it? I don't really know what Lolos is in real life and in game. An attacking midfielder / striker. So, am I going to bring him on at centre forward? I probably am. And it'll be fine. Up the speed to 1.75 and tell the people who want it slower to slow down the video. Yeah, but then my voice will slow down as well, which will... Right, so this is a highlight at 1.75. What do we think? See, to me, this is absolutely fine. One person's comment in the YouTube video was, lower the speed because I'm already watching on 1.5 speed. So with you on 1.75, it's too fast. And I'm like, lower the speed you're watching it at then. That feels very much like a problem you can solve. Turn your graphics down on FM. It will sort the issue. I've got Matt in the Twitch chat. Matt, should I turn my graphics down on FM? Even though I'm not seeing any problem at all on my screen. We've just beaten Cardiff away on the first day of the season. We're going up as bleeping champions. I agree 1.5 is needed, for sure. It's more stutter than lag. I don't know what that means. It's still stuttering. What, on the 1.75? You'll lose views playing it on this silly speed. I mean, I haven't. I can see the same hitching on YouTube, so we might need to adjust the encoder settings. I understood every part of that sentence. Thank you, Matthew. I think he needs to fiddle with the forbidden buttons is what he means, isn't it? Right. Look at me using my bookmarks. When's our next match? Friday? We're fine. We can wait until Friday. Yeah, unless Matt tells me to change my graphic settings, I'm not changing my graphic settings. Matt is fully in charge. How do I watch full streams of the Arsenal episodes? There are no full streams of the Arsenal episodes. The in-game settings do not need to be changed. Thank you, Matthew. It's very useful you being here, Matt. It's very handy. The pre-recorded videos are perfect. I suspect, and again, I have no idea, I suspect it wouldn't be possible to stream at the same, I'm going to use the word bit rate and assume it's correct. I'm going to assume we can't stream at the same bit rate we're recording the videos at, because it would probably clog up my tubes. To be not wanting to be too technical about it, it'll clog up my tubes, I suspect. I am streaming this on Wi-Fi from a separate floor of the house to where my router is, for example. Who's the non-League Legend team this year? Bedford will be our starting team, and it will start at 4 p.m. on the 4th of November. Fox Weasel, thank you very much for 9 months. Right. I can't believe we've just beaten Cardiff, by the way. All that talk of lagging and nonsense, we've glossed over a little bit the fact that we're incredible. When Nerdphonic says we, he really means he will. Yeah, but he is a hero. Matt, I've got some jelly tots here. If you want a jelly tot, I mean, I imagine it's something he'll do remotely. I don't think he needs to come over to fiddle with the settings. But if he does, there's jelly tots. And there's still a box of spunk over there somewhere, unopened, from when I went to Denmark. So got everything he could possibly want. How do you know the time you release the video when we don't know what time they How do you know time you release video when we don't know what time they release the game? Well, the game's out on the 4th of November. It'll be out. It just ticks over from beta to full game. It'll happen at midnight. Then it's not going to happen like 6 o'clock in the evening. That's the official launch day. People who are not on the beta need to be able to play it that day. It's a little bit different from letting people into a beta. It will be playable when you wake up on the 4th of November. Ergo, 4 o'clock that day, Non-League Legend will begin. 'Tis how we've done it for 10 years now. 10 entire years. It is the 10th anniversary of Non-League Legend. Because it was recently, it's a week ago today, it was my 10th anniversary of starting my YouTube channel. Was that a week ago? The 17th of October 2015 is when I started the YouTube channel. And here we are 10 years later. Not aged a day. Apart from don't look at the grey in the beard. Not aged a day. What a time to be alive. Giveaway. Yes, I'm supposed to be doing a giveaway. I feel like people asking for the giveaway might only be here for the giveaway, but that can't be right. Right? But we will do the giveaway. Which means, right, Matt's given me buttons to push for this. If I press, I'm going to press display capture. And I think that means I can now put a Chrome window on there. Yes, I can. Right. I am just going to undisplay capture for a minute while I go in my private area and find the bits and bobs that I need. But we will do the, all of the shenanigans will be done live. I can't remember the name of the website I used to pick it. What is it called, boys and girls? What is the website? Simply As, that's it. I pay for this, by the way, to be able to do these giveaways. Right, so, yeah, it's the beta day. Copy link. Slap that on there. Right, so now we can go to display capture. So that was the tweet, the beta day giveaway. I'm logged in. Yeah, we just need to load in all the retweets. We have one winner. No substitutes. Advanced rules. I mean, it does need to be a legitimate profile. I don't announce these rules in advance, but I think they're reasonable. Just so it's not someone who's just set up an account purely for entering giveaways. I'm a monster if you don't like that. It's my games giveaway. Balls to you if you don't like it. Right, we just need to retrieve our retweets, which will just take a minute. Whoever is the winner, you won't get your code immediately right now because you'll have to wait for me to DM it to you on Twitter, which I'll do after the stream, because it's a Fanatical code that you have to go on to Fanatical to redeem, and then you get a Steam code out of there. So it's not a simple. I need to send you instructions as well. So you will get this after the stream, whoever you are. But at least you'll know it's coming. Walsall Mr. H, thank you very much for 31 months. Right, so we've got, how many entries did it say? 1,345. Oh, an 8-second timer. How exciting. So here we go. Are you ready? Birchie FM, thank you for 36 months. Right, spot your name as it comes up. The winner of a copy of FM26 is RG Bin Omaha. We're just going to check that they are valid. Do they meet the criteria that we set out before? I don't know why I have to do that again. Do they meet the criteria? Imagine if they don't now. They've only got 2 followers. Are they a legitimate account? This feels like an account that only exists for retweeting. Roll again. We roll again, boys and girls. I made the rules very clear. You all saw them. If RG Bin Omaha is here, sorry. It's not how it works, boys and girls. Invalid. We try again. How do we re-roll? I don't know how we there you go. Repick is just there. Right, we try again. That's harsh. It's absolutely not harsh. I want it to go to an actual human, not a competition entering bot. I think it's completely fair. This person, ooh, only 3 followers. Are they a real account? I mean, this seems more like a real account. Yes, they are just entering. They're just entering competitions, though. Have they actually ever tweeted? See, no. I'm a monster for it, but if you're just entering competitions, afraid not. Invalid. Repick. Paul Ramallo. Check. And taking a while. Doesn't have a bio and only 7 followers, but does have 110 posts. Let's have a little look at Paul. Do we think Paul is real? Oh, for goodness sake. Does anyone actually use social media properly anymore? For goodness sake. For goodness sake. Oh, hang on. Paul tweets. Oh, he's just tweeting to say he's entering. Yeah, no. If all you do is enter competitions, I want it to go to a real person who's going to say thank you. I recognise that face. I think this is a real person. They actually legitimately follow and interact with me. It's harsh in my... I mean, it's my competition. I make the rules. There you go. We have a winner. Please check manually. Does he not follow me? Can you imagine if he gets ruled out for not following me? Oh, he does follow me. There you go. We have a winner. Steve Butler. who legitimately does tweet, because I know he's tweeted at me before. There you go, look. Actually tweeting. We have a winner, boys and girls. And that winner is that guy. Congratulations. An actual human being. Well done, Steve. If you're here, keep an eye on your DMs after the stream. If you're not here, I don't need to finish that sentence. He's not here. There we go, boys and girls. Giveaway complete. There will be more winners announced for the one from the Arsenal videos over the weekend. There's 2 being given away from there. So if you still want an opportunity to win, head over there. Oh, there you go. He is here. He's in the YouTube chat. So yeah, your code will be on its way to you after the stream. Congratulations on being a real person. See, the other 3, this is why I don't feel guilty at all. The other 3, not one of them has been in here as a real person watching the stream going, whoa, 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 hang on, I am real. The guy who's actually won is literally there in the chat saying, hi, I'm here. That's the kind of person I want to win. Someone who actually follows the channel. Right. Why is he wearing a different kit? I'm not going to worry about it. Right. This all seems to be in order. Let's go and beat Luton as well. Oh, hold on. Let's just make... Before every match, I'm saving, just to be on the safe side. The rules say retweet and follow, not X amount. I mean, I don't care, David. This isn't the National Lottery. I don't have to publish my own rules. I'm buying copies of the game and I'll give them to who I want. It also, I think you'll find, the rules don't say I'll randomly select the winner. I think you'll find it says I'll pick a winner. If we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the rules... you just need to retweet and follow to enter. Winner will be announced. So there's no description there of how the winner will be decided. I could just have a quick look through and be like, oh, I like the look of them. I'll give it to them. There's no mention there of it being randomly selected. So oh, hold on. You don't need to worry. You're here. So if you'd have won, you're here. Is there any chance of watching a couple of minutes on 2D view in match? There absolutely is, yes. Right. Let's go and beat Luton and we'll have a look for a couple. Now our competition goes. I mean, it's how my competition goes. Thank you for buying through my link. That is much appreciated. But yeah, it's I want him to go to real people. I think that's fairer as far as I'm concerned, rather than it just being a competition entering bot. I think it's much fairer for me to make sure it's an actual person who actually watches my content and actually participates in the community. I think that's much fairer than letting a random bot win. It actually looks quite good in 2D, doesn't it? I haven't played a game in 2D for years. I don't post on social media. Then you probably wouldn't have entered the giveaway, would you? I did. Well, oh, I don't know. I want to see this. We'll see the thing in 3D. I mean, does your account look like you're a bot? I guess is the answer. If it does, then it's just one of those things. There you go. Football goal. Maybe we play on 2D. Kevil's also never mentioned if Anna would pick the winner or not. No stutter in 2D. Really? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and play in 2D. I mean, the game settings, as Matt has said, the game settings shouldn't have any impact on what it looks like on the stream. So I'm a little bit confused that apparently my face isn't stuttering, but the game is. My understanding is it should all be dealt with. I'm not going to try and understand it. Seems better. I imagine the reason it seems better is because it's not as much, there's not as much to see stuttering. It's little circles. There's not as much movement happening. So when frames are dropping, which I assume is what's happening, it's less noticeable because there's less frames to drop. Should we put it on broadcast view? I've not looked at broadcast view yet. Oh, we've gone fast again, haven't we? Let's drop back down to 1.25. Matt'll have it sorted, boys and girls. I can't guarantee when. I don't know what time he's planning on going to bed. He might even have plans. But yeah, hopefully before too long we'll have it sorted. It's a beta, remember. It's not just the game that's in beta. This stream setup is in beta as well. It'll be perfect for the 4th of November. Why does the pitch look yellow? I imagine they've not watered it. Glimmer Twin, thank you very much for 62 months. Yeah, it's an advanced access stream, exactly. How many crashes have I had so far? Touch wood. With playing through till like October, November in the Arsenal save. Everything we've done tonight on stream. And simulating 100 years in the future. I've not had a single crash. So touch wood, 0 crashes. Have I reported any bugs? Not through the public forum thing. I mean, I was on the alpha, so I did report a few that way. Come on, let's do a football. Yeah, I've had a player in a tracksuit on the pitch. You haven't reported the lack of 1.5. I mean, I've talked about it with the developers. As part of being on the alpha, I mentioned it. Are any bugs still from the alpha still present? Yeah, they didn't add all these new bugs just for the beta. I do get what you mean. It's humorous to think that no, the alpha was perfect. They just, for some reason, they've stuck all these bugs in for the beta. I don't know why. Yes, there are still some bugs present from the alpha. Most of the bugs you see in the beta were in the alpha. There were a few more that are now not in the beta. What's the main thing you still like to be improved before full release? I'd like 1.5. I mean, literally, if I could change only one thing, 1.5 speed, please. For the match stuff would be perfect. And obviously I want them to fix the bugs. As much as I like seeing Archie Collins' face after every time I press continue, I don't need to keep going back into that same meeting. So there's a few little bugs like that could be fixed, but I'm generally pretty happy with the UI. I'm very happy with the match engine, the match day experience, the tactics side of things, really happy with. So just tidy. Most of what I would want to see change, there's no like major overhaul I want to see them do. I'm generally happy with the direction the game has gone in. There's obviously little tweaks that need to happen, but that's the case in every beta I've been in for the last 15 years, 20 years. How long have they been doing these betas? You know, long before I was doing YouTube. There's always bugs in the beta. So, yeah, I expect most of them to be fixed. I expect fixing them will lead to a few more appearing, and then those ones will get fixed. And hopefully by the time we get to the 4th of November, there'll be far fewer bugs than there are now. But it's such an enormous game with infinite possibilities and infinite combinations of hardware. You could quite easily get to like February and someone finds a game-breaking bug that no one's experienced before or no one's reported before. And it just happens so infrequently. It's just the way it is in a game like this. It's constantly generating its own scenarios and situations. And at any point you could have a set of circumstances that's never been done before. And because it's never been done before, it's never been tested, and it could break the game. It can happen at any time. So yeah, it's never going to be completely perfect and bug-free because of the kind of game that it is. So what on earth was the question? I've talked a lot there. I feel like I've talked a lot, not said very much. And I've forgotten what the question was, but I bet it was good. Right. Substitutions, ahoy. Like the alien invasions you had, stadium roof going funky, that I haven't ever experienced. Yeah, not only had you not experienced it, we couldn't, that went on for a year. We could not get Sports Interactive to replicate that. I had Matt around multiple times on that when he eventually sorted it. He eventually figured out what it was, but it was not at all obvious. And it wasn't just me trying to describe it to Sports Interactive the way I do as a buffoon. Matt, as a legitimate grown-up, explained the issue to them on a couple of occasions. And they still couldn't figure out what was causing it. And eventually, he fixed it. I still don't really know what caused it, but he fixed it. But, yeah, stuff like that. I don't remember that being in the beta. I think that came later. We might be winning our first 2 games of the season here against 2 newly relegated teams. I mean, if we win these 2 matches, we are getting promoted. I'm great at this game. I'm just great. Has anyone had any problems with not being able to sell clauses in transfers? There's some you can sell and some that you can't sell. Why are the match stats not showing? I imagine it's glitched a little bit. I hadn't even noticed. Oh, they're not showing. The match stats aren't showing. Has that been there all evening or is that new? I'm not too bothered about it, but it would be nice if it was fixed. Look at us. 2 wins from 2. Beautiful stuff. Right. Save after the match as well. And then when do we play next? We play West Brom away. So, only a couple of days away. Just because we're not using a gegenpress doesn't mean we're not going to do the whole rest for 2 days deal. Of course we're going to rest for 2 days, boys and girls. We've got a big game coming up. Rest them for 2 days. Always rest them for 2 days if there's less than a week to go. I don't know if you even need to in this game, but it's so ingrained into me after 3,000 hours of FM24. Right, he can go out on loan because we don't need him knocking around the place. Now we've made signings. So he's gone out on loan. That's fine. We've still got loads of money to spend, I imagine. We've still got 2.5 million. I don't know that we need anything. We've won our first 2 games of the season. How has that dropped down to 2 stars? Because we don't have any backup on that side. Right, well then we need a left winger, don't we? Is that guy we looked at before? Siriki Dembele. Former Posh player Siriki Dembele was that? Interesting. Bring him home. How much can we get him for? He's a bit old for Posh at 28. His asking price is well below market value. We bring him home. There he is, look. Bring him. It's still only 28. That's bonkers. Was there a better option? Anyone better who can play left wing? He'd just be a loan. Can't say his name. No, we're bringing Dembele home. I've got myself excited now. We're getting the band back together. 900,000 he's going to cost and a lot in salary. We might not be able to afford his salary, but goodness me, we're going to try. Right. Let's just get a decent offer in for him straight away. If you're going to be silly with me, I'll lower that. Fair enough then. You can have less money up front, you weirdos. Choosing not to sign a player because you can't say his name is hilarious. Welcome to the stream. Welcome along. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on, etc., etc. That is absolutely a perfectly good reason. And a pretty standard reason. Non-negotiable. Boom. Siriki Dembele is coming home. A Sombalonga will still be a free agent. Are you kidding me? I can't spell a Sombalonga. He's not on there. So I guess he's not. Maybe go a little bit further than just that. No. It appears he's not. See, ironically, Black Pudding, I can see you saying you're not spamming, and I can't see what you've actually spammed. The irony of the situation. I bet it was good as well. You'll now spam it 3 more times, and I still won't notice it. Right. When are we playing West Brom? Come on, hurry up. I want to do a football. I am ready. Something about managing Berry. I mean, if the job comes up in non-league to legend, maybe. I'm not going to go and hunt them out. The chances of me doing a one-off, like, random lower league save, pretty unlikely. So it would have to be something that happened organically in non-league to legend or some kind of journeyman. But there's only 2 teams in world football that I would never manage, so they're not on the never. Heard a lot about the UI. Do you have an honest thought? I have lots of honest thoughts. All my thoughts are honest. I'm a very honest man. I think it's fine. It's a bit buggy, but it's the beta. But I think it's fine. I like the direction they've gone in. I think it's going to end up really, really great. I like it. It suits the way I play. Which 2 teams and why? Rangers and Celtic. Because I just don't need that in my comments. Are the only 2 teams I wouldn't manage. Right, he's already played. Why did you pick him then? You numbskull. Right, now let's try. There we go. I think the beta has been excellent. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There's not really been a waking moment when I've not been playing the game since it came out 25 hours ago. Which is a good sign, really. And even when I wasn't awake, the game was simming 100 seasons for me. So I think the game has been open constantly since the beta came out. And I'm having fun. And I'd manage Cambridge. I've got no issue managing Cambridge or Northampton. I've managed Spurs loads of times. Yeah, I don't mind managing teams I don't like in real life. And I've got nothing against Rangers and Celtic. It's just their fans are maniacs. And I don't need that in my comments. Pompey Pal, thank you very much for the Prime. Yeah, I've managed McDongs before. I'll manage anyone apart from them. We've scored against West Brom. Look at us. Even though you deleted / replaced the Cobblers a few years back. I mean, they did deserve it. As someone who was very worried when 25 was cancelled, must admit they definitely did the right thing. I like 26. The engine and graphics are much better. The UI, I'll learn in time. Yeah, exactly. We're winning the bleeping league. Exactly. The real question is, can we see home back? I am baffled by how many people are asking about home tonight. Where were you when nobody was watching it, boys and girls? Because the reason it will never come back is because every time I go back to home, the series gets fewer views than the one before. So I refuse to accept that there's a crowd swell of people who want it. Because when I did it, nobody watched it. Is it many people asking, or one person many times? That is an excellent question. It could be the same person lots of times. Any reason why the logos don't work but the faces do? I haven't attempted to mod the game, so I wouldn't have been able to tell you logos work or faces don't or do, or vice versa. This guy is worth every penny of the 600,000 or 700,000 we've spent on him. He's 6'3", and you can't teach that. And I think that's his 4th goal since we've signed him. And this is against championship opposition as well. We've got a proper big boy striker. We've got the League One Erling Haaland. I never mod the beta. Yeah, I never mod the beta either. Or I rarely mod the beta. There have been times when I've ended up being forced into it by the comments on YouTube, when I've been managing a Premier League club with no badges and faces and kits on, and people have lost their minds. But now the Premier League license is in, I won't need to mod during the beta because people won't even notice. Who am I managing? The mighty Peterborough United, who, as you can see, we're 1-0 up against Wabah, beating a team from the league above. Do they update the beta as they fix bugs? Usually, I think. I don't know that it's each time a bug is fixed, they release a new update, but I would imagine there'd be at least 2 or 3 new versions of the beta before we get the full release. I think that's how it usually works. You need to stop making this look so easy. People moan the game's too easy. Look, you've watched every second of this save. I've literally gone from creating the manager to here. There's been nothing happen off camera. You watched me put the tactic together. Maybe the game is easy, or maybe I'm just a special talent. Maybe I'm making it look easy because I've simplified it. People have said signing players is hard. I've signed 4. It wasn't hard. It was really easy. People have said tactics is hard. I mean, it wasn't. And well, look at us. You just don't overcomplicate it, boys and girls. That's the key. Don't overcomplicate it. At its core, it's still a very straightforward game. Do I still follow Peterborough Sports? I mean, I wouldn't say I ever followed Peterborough Sports. I managed them for a non-league to legend. I'm vaguely aware they're still in the National League North. I went back over to Peterborough the other weekend and there was a sign in one of the shopping centres telling people to go and watch Peterborough Sports. Only 3 leagues below the Posh, or 4 years below the Posh, or whatever it is. That's what it said on the sign. That was their selling point. Only much worse than Posh. Which did tickle me. But, I mean, if they ever ended up any good, they'd be proper rivals for Posh, so I can't get attached to them. Because, obviously, I'm a Posh fan. So they've got too high up the leagues. Can't like them anymore. I like the idea of keeping the same shape but adjusting player roles in and out of possession. It certainly seems to be working. To me, it still feels like Football Manager. It looks very different, but sure, there are points I have to learn over again to know where they are, but that doesn't make it a horrible game. Completely agree. Is team morale still a huge factor? It's really early to say. If you've been watching the Arsenal save on the main channel, you would have seen that we got absolutely stuffed. We had a good start to the season, got stuffed by Liverpool, and then, as a result, off the back of it, lost to Forest. But then absolutely stuffed Leyton Orient in the Cup, and then went away and beat Newcastle. So very, very loosely, anecdotally, based on the 8 or so matches I've played in that save, maybe a bit, but I mean, it's far too early to say. For sure. Do we know if there are any improvements to how youth develop? There was something that was mentioned in one of the blogs. I don't know if it changes how youth develop, but you're going to get a heads up on how your youth players are performing before they even arrive in the youth team, which I'm interested to see that in action and see how that actually works, because I don't fully know what that means, but it does sound interesting. Right, Siriki Dembele is on his way in. He's home. £1 million to bring back Siriki Dembele to Posh. What a signing that is. One of the best players in recent years to come through the Peterborough United production line. And he's back and still only 28 years old. He could still give us like 3 or 4 years. We'll be done with him before he's done with us again. And that's the important thing. I don't think we're getting Poku back anytime soon. He's probably still doing quite well in the league above. Dembele's been gone long enough to work his way back down to his actual level again. There you go. So Dembele on the left, Frith on the right, or Fevrier on the right, and Frith can cover for both. That works. Lovely. That might be squad complete now. Sammy Smodics. I don't think we can afford Sammy Smodics. Be nice if we could. I suspect we won't be able to. Do I plan on doing a first week in FM26 video? Yes. Yeah, there'll be the usual beginner's guide, first day thing, and then a first week thing. There's lots of stuff I've got planned to come out in the next week or so. It's just finding the time to make them all and also trying to spread them out a little bit on the channel. Like I've got my usuals, my 10 or 15 videos that I always make in the first couple of weeks of the game, but I can't make them all this weekend. They'll all arrive eventually though. Tomorrow I've got a little... I'm being a rascal tomorrow. Should I tell you how I'm being a rascal in the morning? I'm just going to see if Will's made the thumbnails yet. Because if he's made the thumbnails, I can show you the thumbnails and you can see that I'm going to be a rascal in the morning. If he's not made the thumbnails, I can't really tell you about it yet. Oh, he has. Right, hold on. I want to put these 2 thumbnails side by side. These 2 videos are going to come out at the same time tomorrow morning. I'm just getting the thumbnails ready so you can see them. So 2 videos coming out at the same time tomorrow morning. One is going to be talking about everything I like about FM26. One is going to be talking about everything I don't like about FM26. And absolutely, I am going to clickbait my face off of the title. I think this one, I mean, it probably is going to be something on the lines of, I hate FM26, this is why, or words to that effect. But yeah, those videos, I think I'll release both of them at 11 o'clock. I would urge you to watch both. If you actually want a balanced review, watch both. Because I think watching them back to back when I was editing it this afternoon, I think combining the 2, it's actually quite a well-balanced review of the game. But, and this is where people who don't like YouTubers being YouTubers will be like, well, you're making it worse by doing this. Nobody is going to click on a Kev Reviews FM26 video. People will click on a why FM26 is the worst Football Manager game ever video. And within the intro to that, I tell you there's a positive one as well. In the intro to the positive one, I tell you there's a negative one. They're both linked in the comments to the other, in the description to the other one. The idea is I want people to watch both, but I don't think people will click on a combined review, but they will click on a super negative one, maybe even a super positive one, depending on where, basically, whichever one agrees with what they already think, they might click on it. And I might convince some of those people to click on the other one. And even though it's absolute clickbait nonsense, it might actually encourage a couple of people to take a slightly more balanced view. And that would be nice. If anyone watches Civilization content, Potato McWhiskey did it when Civ 7 came out. And I thought it was such an incredible idea. It was really good. So I'm absolutely ripping it off from him. Weird Wolf, thank you very much for the 37 months. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Literally thought of Potato when you showed those thumbnails. It was a great idea. When Civ 7 came out and he dropped those 2 videos, I literally wrote it down in my little book that day. When FM26 comes out, do this. Because it was such a good idea. I don't know if it was his idea originally or if he was inspired by someone else. But I literally that day wrote it down and decided there and then I was making these videos when this game came out. Because it was just really clever. Darren Mullaney, thank you very much for the super chat. It still says Man United, not Manchester United. I mean, they are Man United. Where are you looking? What, in my game or in your game? I don't know what you mean. It used to be Man UFC, didn't it? Are you telling me on the Premier League table it says Man United? Yeah, it also says Man City though, doesn't it? And Leeds. It doesn't have the full names on it. It's just a shortened version of the name. If you click on them, it does just say Man United. Hold on. Now that is interesting. About the club. Now this is interesting. Does no club have their full name? Okay, hold on. If you click through there, that had Tottenham Hotspur. So if we go to Man United and then click there and then click there, Manchester United. There you go. It's just hidden. 2 clicks to find the real name of the club. We got there in the end. That would have been, that would have been an incredible scoop. That would have been a TikTok. But good eye, Darren. You got us all excited for a minute there. Thank you very much for the super chat. I mean, ultimately, I don't think anyone's ever going to need to do that number of clicks because you don't need to go. It's weird that Sheffield Wednesday aren't abbreviated in any way. Whereas Preston are just Preston, Ipswich are just Ipswich, Hull, West Brom, Stoke, all abbreviated. Sheffield Wednesday, yeah, you just don't fit. Oh, I love it. There's your posture check. That was interesting. Lots of hidden Easter eggs in the game. Exactly. We're discovering these things together. We're having a lovely time. Right, let's beat Wigan. Oh, it's Mr. Tickle in goal for Wigan. Channel legend, Mr. Tickle. Oh, God, we didn't save before the match. This could be a disaster. Is this a top of the table clash? I think we're first and second in the league. I don't know how we get to the league table. I don't think we can from here. Someone said, actually, you can... Ooh, that's nice. Someone put that in the comments earlier. That actually gives you a little bit more to look at. Right, I think we are first and second in the league. We are. So this is an early top of the table game. Does it say Man United and the women's team as well? I imagine so. Why wouldn't it? Where is Dembele? I've spent all that money on him and then not played him. Come on, let's do a football goal. We like to take early leads. It's raining. I am noticing a little bit of lag now it's raining. I think that's because it's raining. Probably streaming to 2 platforms whilst recording face cam and game both in 4K and generating rain might be stressing the computer just a smidgen. Is that kit grey or green? Yes, yes it is. Right, we're going to do a football goal here. I defy any of you to try and stop me. Oh, their goalkeeper did. Oh, or did he? Or he did. Mr. Tickle. Such long arms. Such very long arms. Oh, we've got one of the funky new angles. I mean, it's weird, isn't it? This broadcast angle. I like the broadcast camera, but it's like 95% the normal camera angle. And then you take a corner and you get to see the guy from the back just before he kicks it. But then it cuts back to the normal camera angle as he kicks it. Almost as if it's a shot you just don't need. I don't need to see him running up before the kick from a different angle. What time am I ending the stream tonight? Probably around 10-ish. Would be my plan, I think. I usually start to run out of steam after 3 hours, says the actual world record holder for longest Football Manager stream ever. 3 hours, though, is about my limit. I'm having some jelly tots. They've been sat here the whole time. These are a bad thing to eat on stream because they sound awful. I do have a Horlicks routine. I'm actually on the Ovaltine at the moment. Chocolate Ovaltine Light. So I'll be finishing the stream, setting my 100 years in the future save to carry on holidaying overnight again to see if we can get to 200 by morning. I'll make my Ovaltine and go and read my book and be asleep by 11. Which would be nice because I was up till like 1 last night, faffing with videos. I need free music to cover the sweets. Oh, there's Garbett. Come on then. Yeah, I maybe won't eat the sweets. They sound awful. Yes, the game is a little bit laggy. It's a combination of it's a beta, so the game is a little bit laggy. And also, we've not quite perfected my new stream settings yet. We've basically completely redone the streaming and video setup for FM26, which is why my YouTube videos are now in 4K. And we're trying to set it up so Topher can get the highlights videos out in 4K as well. So we're recording the streams at the same time as streaming them, which might be stressing the computer just a smidgen. So we're going to tweak some things. I am recording tonight, Topher, yes. It automatically records. There's no way for me to stop it from recording. I don't have access to the buttons. They're Matt's buttons. And anyone who's in the stream earlier when I've threatened to open settings, he was on me immediately. He knew what I was up to. Would you say you're enjoying the overhaul of FM26? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I was, and I think I can safely say it at this point, I was pretty fed up of FM24 by the end. It's why the Empire didn't get finished. I came back from my holiday and I just couldn't bring myself to play the game. The Empire was way more work than I thought it was going to be. The episodes took so long to put together. I actually played through another season of it before I went on holiday with a view to making the videos and just couldn't bring myself to make the videos when I got back. I could have got 2 more videos without having to play the game at all. I just didn't want to do it. I wasn't enjoying it at all. Did not want to open the game up. It took a long time for me to hit the wall with FM24. But yeah, when I got back from holiday like a month ago, I have not opened Football Manager until I got the alpha access on this. I had a number of weeks off. So yeah, I was done with FM24. I think if we'd have had an FM26 that was just a shinied up FM24, I don't know what I'd have done. I was done. But this has completely rejuvenated me, and I'm very much having a nice time. So, yeah, good work, FM26. Any chance of a smaller scale Empires mini-series? I'd need to work out a way to do it that didn't involve each episode taking 3 days. It was absolutely that finished me off. Those transfer windows in that save just broke my brain. It was a nice idea, and I get that a lot of people enjoyed it, but it was so much work, and maybe it would be different on the new game where I'm actually enjoying playing it, but I was really struggling with playing the game for 3 days before I could do the fun bit, which is making the video. So yeah, it wasn't possible to finish. Right. What can we do to try and win this football match? Let's get Leonard on. Leonard can come on for him. We're throwing attacking players on, and we should probably go attacking. Oh, here we go. Do a football, anybody? What's the issue with Peter in real life this year? We just had a nightmare start to the season. We played all the newly relegated teams, all the best teams in the division in the first 6 or 7 matches, whilst simultaneously leaving our transfers really late. So we didn't finish the squad until deadline day when we brought in like 6 players. So we played the first 5-6 games of the season against the best teams of the season with a bunch of youngsters and squad players starting. And that just builds momentum of things not going very well. It has started to turn around. We've played a lot better in the last few matches, but obviously doesn't change the fact that the first 6 or 7 were a nightmare. And because of that, we're going to be an uphill battle all season. But I don't think we're necessarily a really, really bad team this year. It's just some of the decision making at Posh over the last couple of years has been a bit defeatist. Like last season, we didn't spend very much money because Wrexham and Birmingham were in the league, and then we're like, well, they're both going to go up anyway, so what's the point in us spending loads of money to try and compete with them and ultimately not be able to? And by Christmas, we're in a relegation battle, so I ended up having to spend some money in January to make sure we could at least finish mid-table, which was the original plan. And I think this season, it's been almost a similar defeatist attitude of, well, we're not going to get much out of these first few matches anyway, so there's no point rushing to do transfers early to only then lose those matches, which then becomes self-fulfilling. We lose the matches anyway. That's rubbish. We lose the matches anyway, and everyone's like, well, why are you rubbish this year? Well, because we hadn't finished the squad and we went into the matches expecting to lose them. It's annoying. Topher wants a second intro. Goodness me, Topher. He doesn't want much, does he? Right, we're on very attacking. Can we grab another equaliser? It would be jolly nice if we could. Ataric, thank you very much for the prime. Yeah, I'll do you an intro. Don't you worry. The only issue with splitting this into 2 videos, Topher, is I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow night. If you don't mind falling completely out of sequence with the streams, I imagine it's unlikely you're going to have the same people watching the streams as the videos, but obviously the streams and the videos are going to be sat there on the same channel. So you potentially start to fall a bit behind, but then I'm not going to be streaming on Sunday, so I don't care. Do what you want. What do you advise? Experiment. It's the beta. Is FM too complex now? No, it's massively simplified as part of the new UI. I think a lot of the complex stuff that people felt they needed to do before, that I've always maintained you don't need to do, they've now hidden it so far within the UI that people are going to not do it and realise Kev was right all along. So yeah, I don't think it's too complicated at all. I think this is the simplest, most accessible one for a new player in a generation. The downside to that being existing players have got to unlearn what they already know before they can learn this one. So it simultaneously feels like the most inaccessible, complicated one if you've been playing for years. But I'm certain that for players new to Football Manager, people getting it on Game Pass because it's there, I think there's going to be much more of a much higher percentage of them stick around because it's more accessible and beginner friendly, but still has the depth there if you want to go and hunt for it. I think a lot of people are getting blinded by the bugs and by being a little bit confused. And once they do get used to it, I think some opinions will start to change and people will realise that actually I understand the direction Sports Interactive are taking it in and it does make sense. That's my thoughts on it. Cal, thank you very much for 39 months. Do we know what it's doing in terms of sales or Steam concurrent players? I don't know how to look at the Steam concurrent players thing. Again, completely anecdotally, I can tell you from my own pre-order numbers, which admittedly have lots of variables in. Maybe I've just promoted it better this year, but I've sold twice as many copies of the game this year as I ever have before. And that's with stronger competition from other creators. Because the last time we had a new game, Tom and Luke and Clates were all on like 20 or 30,000 subs. There was only really me, Ben, Zealand, Jack, over 100,000 at that point. And I don't even know if all four of us had codes. So I think there's much more competition. Everyone's got a code now. And there's a lot of channels much bigger than mine now. But I've done twice as many pre-orders as I ever have before. I did as many pre-orders yesterday as I did for all of FM24. So that tells me there's a huge amount of interest in the game. Or maybe people have just fallen in love with me. Who knows? Right. Why is Reyes... Why... I've rested the play. All my players are rested. What have I done here? Have I rested them for too long and now I've got a completely... Right. We need to fix this. We need to... I don't know what I've done in terms of resting players when I shouldn't have done. But I've completely ballsed up the team selection as a result. Hopefully players can play despite resting. Yeah, that makes sense. What does Dembele want to be positionally? He also wants to be a wide forward. I don't really want two wide forwards because it's a little bit too attacking then. He needs to come out of the team for him. And then... Right, I've messed things up with this resting players nonsense. I might not do that anymore. I don't know if you even need to. Right, I think we've got an 11 there. Let's play a football match. That was much more complicated than it needed to be. Will there be new features on the full game? There won't be new features, no. You've got the... This is the full game. It's just not the finished full game. So the idea is by full release, a lot of the bugs will be fixed, but there's not going to be new stuff added, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, never say never, I suppose, but in the past, there's never been new stuff added during or just after the beta. Obviously, we've got the international football module that's being added next year at some point before the World Cup. So we will get a new feature added mid-cycle, which I think has only ever happened once before when we got versus mode added a few years ago. But yeah, they won't add new features for the full launch. Freddie, thank you very much for the 59 months. Only people I've seen like this game are content creators, and you're not looking very hard. Maybe you only follow content creators. I did a poll on the YouTube channel asking my subscribers what they thought. and only 12% of the people who replied didn't like it. The exact same percentage of the people who said it was the best FM they've played in years. The vast majority of the people either liked it or were like, it's all right. But yeah, I think that's probably content creator bias, as in you probably follow a lot of content creators and then your mates, and your mates might not like it because they probably think a bit like you because they're your mates, and you've got nobody in between. You've not got those normal people who, not that I'm saying you and your mates are weird, I would never, but yeah, if you were to go and have a look around the comments on my YouTube videos, for example, or hang out in this chat, you'll see a lot of people who are enjoying the game. It's only if you go to the wrong part of Reddit that you'll get the impression that everyone hates it, because everyone on Reddit hates everything. I think they make sure that you're a hateful person before they let you have a Reddit account. I think that's the rules. Plenty of people online don't like it. Yeah, about 12%. Because most people who like it don't feel the need to go on the internet and tell everyone how much they like it. The only people who are being driven to the internet to talk about it are the ones who don't like it. But you only have to look through this chat, or like I say, the comments on any of the videos released on it so far, or the comments to the community post where I literally asked what people think about it, and you'll see that actually there's more people who like it than don't. The people that like it are too busy playing it to be posting anyway. Yeah, exactly. Have you had an issue with player morale yet? No, not yet. Do you think creating a club of custom kits, etc., will be possible this year? There's no create a club mode, so you won't be able to do it as a game mode the way you used to. You'll be able to do it in the pre-game editor once that's released. Ben's chat was whinging up a storm. I mean, was Ben being negative? I think you often, the chat will gravitate towards the creator. So because I'm generally being quite positive about it, I think you lot are probably being quite positive about it. And anyone who thinks I'm a shill or is pretending probably isn't sticking around very long. So it's naturally, the chat is naturally leaning towards being more positive because of that's how I feel about the game. Maybe Ben was being more critical, which is going to lead to his chat sharing his thoughts for the same reasons. The people who disagree might move on. How come your in-game background is red? I mean, it's a good question. Don't know. No idea. Is it not normally? Is it the EFL colours maybe? Could be because it's the EFL colours. Oh, there you go. It is because it's the EFL colours. See, that's the kind of... This is why occasionally people will get upset with me when I tell you I'm enjoying the game. I could have played this for 1,000 years. I never would have noticed that. You could ask me tomorrow. I mean, now we talked about it, I might remember, but you could ask me tomorrow, what colour is the background in matches in FM26? Not a clue. Can't say I've noticed. That kind of thing, just because it doesn't really interest me, I'm not really going to notice it, and it's certainly not going to bother me. Whereas other people are much more bothered about stuff like that. What do you think about them taking out the deadline transfer window? I mean, it was a feature I liked, and it would be nice if it was still in there, but I'm not like heartbroken that it's gone either. I've played 30 years of Championship Manager and Football Manager where it wasn't in. I've played in leagues on FM24 where it wasn't in. And I imagine it will be back in some form at some point. It would be nice to have in. If they put it back in, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool to have that back. I like that. But I've seen people complaining about cup draws being taken out. And it's like, well, I couldn't care less about that. Who watches cup draws anyway? They tell you in your inbox who you're playing. You don't need to watch the draw. So, yeah, there's not a lot of things like that that bother me. They saw me in Argentina and thought, who needs deadline day? Exactly. Bring back the cup draws. But why? Who actually watches them? It's the same as people complaining about touchline shouts. It fascinates me how attached to those touchline shouts people were when they didn't do anything. They were literally just there to make you feel like... And I guess that's it. It made you feel like you were doing something. But you weren't. It's like the closed door button in a lift. It's just there to make you feel like you're doing something. But it's not actually hooked up and doing anything. It certainly wasn't working the way people thought it was working. So, I mean, I never did them for years. I didn't do them. And eventually, similar to Team Talks, I didn't do them for a long time and eventually was bullied into doing it by the YouTube comments because people were like, you have to do that. So I did start occasionally using touchline shouts, but even then I was doing it in an over-exaggerated, silly way. And I only ever used like one or two of them. Touchline shouts improve morale mid-match. Did they? Or did they just adjust the little arrows or the little faces? And did that make a difference? Like I say, for years I never touched them and still won everything. And then I started doing them and carried on winning everything. And it certainly, maybe they would make a little micro difference to an individual match outcome. But in the grand scheme of things, it was very possible to be very successful at FM24 without ever doing a touchline shout. It just like you could be very successful without ever praising training, without ever, what else do people love to do? Without ever messing around on the training screen. There's loads of stuff you don't have to do that people love to do because they just like the process of doing it, and that's fine. Enjoy what you want to enjoy. But the fact that it's gone, I don't think it makes a difference. Touchline shouts often had the wrong effect. I don't think it did. I think touchline shouts just didn't do anything. So sometimes you'd do a touchline shout and something good would happen. Sometimes you'd do a touchline shout and something bad would happen. And sometimes you'd do a touchline shout and nothing would happen. And obviously there was no way of you getting that control group to find out what would have happened if you hadn't have done the touchline shout. I suspect the same thing. Yeah, it was a placebo effect, exactly. And people now miss that placebo effect because it's not there. I've seen lots of people talking about how they just feel like they're passively, games are passively happening without them. And maybe Sports Interactive need to take that into account, that people want to feel like they are having an impacting game. To me, it doesn't bother me at all. I never was particularly connected to them. I don't feel the disconnect now they're not there. But I guess if people like the thought of them making a difference by shouting from the touchline, then that's probably argument enough to bring it back in. Whether they will or not, who knows? I would counter that with you can access the instant result button midway through the match. So someone's just said in the YouTube chat, it makes a difference. It feels good to be able to shout at the players when you're 3-0 down. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to being able to instant result when I'm 3-0 down. I don't need to carry on watching us ship goals. Oh, third goal's gone in. Instant result. Let's get out of here and move on. I have forgot to save the game before the match. That is true. Zealand does press conferences. Some people, absolutely baffling. It's just not needed. I mean, he would do press conferences in the network game where I never did a single press conference, and I would still beat him. So how is he benefiting from doing those press conferences? Really, really struggling with this game. Hoping watching the Legend live will give me some reassurance. I'm really enjoying it. How many hours are you in if you're struggling still? I'm probably closing in on 25, 30 hours at this point. And pretty comfortable with the UI. Very much enjoying the match engine and the tactical shenanigans. I played 12 hours today. And how are you finding it? I have a theory that as we get further into the beta, some of the anger will calm down as people actually do get used to it and quietly just stop being so angry. I think they were really angry initially. And it was the same thing in the creator Discord when we got access to the alpha. That first couple of hours, and I was one of them, first couple of hours, we were all fuming. We hated it. And then gradually, people started to come round. Some people take longer than others. Some people have gone further than others. But I've gone from when I first got access to the alpha, I sent Topher a message saying we might have to go and look for other jobs because this is a disaster. And he had to talk me down off the ledge. And now I'm enjoying it. So, yeah. It's a steep learning curve, but once you've got it, I'm pretty happy with it. Isn't everyone really angry when every FM has released year on year? Exactly. Usually people are really angry because it's the same game as usual. This year, the same people are angry because they've had the cheek to make it different. There's just no winning. I heard one streamer who got the alpha say they had to turn it off initially and walk away, but came back to it and eventually got used to it. Yeah. And I think everybody is going through that process. I think it's probably quite rare that anybody who's played a lot of FM24 will probably have a tough first couple of hours in 26. But if you just get through those first couple of hours because you know how much you love FM, I think most people come around and then start judging the game in its own right. And I think certainly once you start playing some matches, I think it starts to make a huge difference. Once you realise how cool that new tactics creator is, how much better the match engine is, I think that makes a huge difference to getting you enjoying it a little bit. And often by then you are getting a bit more used to the UI as well. Yeah, I think I like I say, I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the fact we're about to lose our third game in a row. I thought we were starting well. Maybe not. Morale manager. It's just morale manager. They removed 30% of the game. Which 30% do you think they removed? And if it was the worst 30%, is that a negative? Is my follow-up question. Because I am interested to know what stuff is missing that you wish was there. Because for me, there's very little. I acknowledge there's a lot missing. But I also think there was a lot of fat that needed trimming. And in actual fact, what they've left is the good bits that I enjoy. And there's not a lot. I mean, I would love international football to be in. I would love draft mode to be in. But it's not that they've been dropped permanently. They've been removed with the promise that they're being rebuilt and will come back bigger and better, either later on in this game cycle or in future games. And if that's what it takes to get them really, really, really good, then so be it. I'll go without them for a year or two or however long it is. But actual, functional day-to-day game feature stuff, I can't really think of very much that's missing that I wish was there. that I actually use. So if they've taken out a lot of the fluff and streamlined the game and just kept the best bits and then improved the match engine, I think that all sounds like positive stuff. Right, we're making a tactical change. Kev does tactics. Oh, we can't. Phenomenal. Okay, we can from here. Maybe we just can't on that other screen. They seem very far apart. They are very far. There's a big gap in the middle of that team. Right. No, I want you to be a poacher. Can I not? You know what? That'll do. See, that was a bit clunky, but I feel like that's something that is going to get fixed with. I think that was bugs rather than. Come on, then. That was bugs rather than features. That was the problem there. So I think that's something that will be fixed, and it's just a bit clunky at the moment. Check mentoring. What do you mean check it? Check it still. Will it have disappeared since I set it up? Is that what you're telling me? Or is it really hard to do if you don't just ask your assistant to do it like I always have and always will? I've never set up my own mentoring groups, so maybe that's got harder. But I went on there earlier in the stream and just clicked ask assistant to do it, and he did it. So if they're still on there, then it works exactly as I need it to work. Where is mentoring? In the training screen. Really easy to find. Just go to training and it's right there. Or use the search at the top and just type in mentoring. That's the other thing that people aren't necessarily used to do. We actually have a search that works now, which we've never really had before. So if there is something you can't find, rather than just aimlessly pushing buttons, hoping you'll stumble across it and getting frustrated, use the search. If you use the search, you'll go straight to it. And then it has the little breadcrumb trail at the top showing you how to get there next time. So, like, if we wanted to get to mentoring now, if we didn't know where it was, we can just go up to search, type it in, mentoring. There you go. There's mentoring. So that's a nice, quick, easy way to get there. And then I guess there's not actually very good breadcrumbs on that one. That's a pretty bad example. But it's a quick way to get there. And then the other way to get there is through training, which training I think is in club, is it? Where does training live? Training's there. And then from training, mentoring's here. Yeah, my mentoring groups are still set up. So mentoring works fine. Yeah, it's a shame there were no breadcrumbs. There sometimes are, there sometimes aren't. One of the biggest improvements I've felt so far is that the new engine has made the players feel more real. Yeah, definitely. I talk about that in my video tomorrow. Definitely think that's the case. Some basic things are hard to find or just unable to find, like the staff for youth teams. I seriously spent 10 minutes looking for that and then found out with some luck. See, again, that's something that I just can't imagine ever wanting to find, but let's see if I can find it. So if we type in staff, here's our list of staff. Well, my instinct is that's probably okay. Ignore the fact I've just pressed those buttons too much, but I think we found it there, didn't we? So that's club staff. I think that's first team. That's under 21s. That's under 18s. That's my guess. Let's have a look. Oh, they're here. They're right. We've literally found them straight away. They're here. There you go. You literally typed in staff. How do you view how strong your staff are? Look at them. It says there he's got very good determination. I don't know what you mean. There you go. There's an example of breadcrumbs, by the way. So you can go club, staff, and then I guess this is staff report, is it? Maybe against other teams in this league. What do you mean? That's it. It took me 10 minutes. I didn't have any staff when I started with Ajax. So that all staff page didn't help. Yeah, I think the issue is this is a bug. So it should say first team staff, under 21 staff, under 18 staff. The fact it doesn't is an issue, but it was super easy to find. But log it as a bug. I think it means we had staff graph in FM24 to show how good your staff is in areas against the rest of the league. Okay, I don't know if that's in the game or not. What I would question is, do you think clubs have that in real life? And if they don't, should we have it in Football Manager? Or is it just a weird thing that's in the game, was in the game because it was in the game, and we've just kind of always assumed, yeah, it's there, so it should be there and it will stay there. But in actual fact, it was weird, wasn't it? Do you think Posh in real life know they've got the 17th best fitness coaching in the league, for example? I don't think they do. So I wonder if that should maybe not be in there. And especially because attributes have been removed from staff. I don't even know how you'd do it anyway, because you don't have the attributes for them. Coaching team comparison. Is that what we're looking for? It says there's no data available. I mean, I've not been on these screens at all yet. This is all new to me. But yeah, like I say, I don't know that we should know directly how we compare to everyone else in the league. I get that it was fun and it was how I decided if I needed new staff. I fully get that. But I wonder if maybe now we've got human words on there rather than numbers, people understand language better than numbers, and maybe we don't need the extra detail of, well, you're better than them but not as good as them. Maybe just being able to look at a member of staff, and I've not really done it, so I don't know what the terminology is yet, but being able to look at a member of staff and say, how can we find an individual staff member? There you go. So Dan Robinson, for example, being able to see that he's very good working with youngsters, very good player, judging player ability. Maybe we decide that's enough. And it doesn't matter how he compares to the rest of the league. We're happy with the fact that he's very good at that element of his job, for example. These are all things we'll figure out. I'm frustrated playing it and frustrated watching you. It's not your fault. It's just not great. What's not great? What's stupid radar? Not you. I don't even know what the radar is. What does that mean? What's a radar? I'm assuming very good is probably 15 to 17, excellent 18 to 20. I would very much be looking to get the numbers out of your head and just treat it like you're a human and they're humans, and role play it a bit and be like, if he's very good at that, then you don't need to replace him. Doesn't mean if some other guy is slightly more very good. If you've got a guy who's very good, he's very good. That's enough. Not being able to compare players when both aren't in a team is very silly. It is silly, and I suspect it's something that will be fixed. That feels, because the compare thing is still in there, that feels like a bug rather than a feature. And a lot of it is working out what's deliberate and what is going to get fixed. When will the content creators call it for what it is and who will break first? Look at the poll on my main channel community page where I asked not content creators, real human beings, if they liked the game or not, and only 12% of them said they didn't. So I think you'll find I am calling it as it is. I'm just not necessarily agreeing with you and Reddit, and that's fine. I'm enjoying the game. I'm allowed to enjoy the game just as you're allowed to not enjoy the game. What I'm not going to do is sit here and tell you the game is rubbish when I'm enjoying it. And the vast majority of people agree with me. Right, we are going to call it there anyway because it's 10 o'clock and we need to give Topher a chance to actually edit the video. So we'll wrap things up there on that bombshell. Oh, there was one last team meeting. I am planning on streaming again tomorrow night, so we'll just pick up from where we are now tomorrow night. After a decent start to the season, it all went a little bit wrong. So we were top of the league going into that game against Wigan, and then we've lost 3. So someone asked before if it's still morale manager. Anecdotally, maybe it is. The vast majority of people don't agree, bro. Bro, go and look at the poll, bro. And what you'll find, bro, is the vast majority do, bro. It's just there's 12% who are really loud and annoying and call people bro. Folks, I will see you tomorrow. Keep an eye out for the video tomorrow morning when I tell you it's the worst game ever. You'll like that one. Some of you will. And there'll be like 3 main channel videos out tomorrow, and then we'll be back here tomorrow night to do it all over again. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip. Don't forget to like and do all that stuff and watch Topher's videos as well. And I'll say bye-bye. Bye-bye.